It is a cold and rainy, windy day here in November at Foss Stadium as the Franklin Grizzly Cubs will play host to the Mount St. Joseph Lions. Mount St. Joseph ranked 22nd in the nation and with an 8-0 record. Franklin sitting at 500, 4-4 on the year. However, they are 4-1 in conference play and look to keep that trend up today. I'm Jaden Collins, and today we have a great one on hand as Franklin, as I mentioned, 4-4. They defeated Manchester 24-6 last week, and they are ranked third in the Heartland Conference, playing for second place today. Mount St. Joseph, however, tied with Rose Holman atop the conference standings, and they have a 5-0 conference record, 4-0 on the road as they defeated Bluffton 70-21 last week, and Franklin only defeated Bluffton by 10 points.
The Lions are getting set to take on the Grizz, and both teams have gone into their locker room.
Both teams in the locker room right now.
Very windy today. Good following, though.
Mount St. Joseph has won 9 in a row, 11 of the last 12 versus Franklin. They have a very strong offensive attack. They put up 70 points last week, and they have their running back, Cornell Beecham, back after playing only one quarter versus Bluffton due to injury. For Franklin, it is going to be Kairos and Garrett Cora in the backfield, both native of Liston, Indiana, from Tri-West High School, and they are both sophomores, so they definitely have a lot of chemistry playing with each other. Grizzlies on defense, led by Cody Wilkerson, the outside linebacker, who had 11 total tackles and 4 solos, 7 assists. However, that was 2 weeks ago against Rose Holman in the 49-0 loss. Grizzlies rank 4th in the conference in total offense and defense, and they're coached by Alan Hansel. Last year versus Mount St. Joseph, they lost 14-28. And there was some hardware given out to Mount St. Joseph after their dominant win against Bluffton, with Deshaun Starks named Heartland Defensive Player of the Week. He has 4 picks in the past 5 games, and Kyle Farson, their kicker, named Heartland Special Teams Player of the Week. He went 9 for 9 on PATs. With that rundown, we will take a break. We'll be back at kickoff. You were watching Franklin College Football on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group.
25-point.
We welcome you back to Foss Stadium, where Franklin College will play host to Mount St. Joseph on a windy and rainy November afternoon at Foss Stadium. And I mentioned the wind. It could play a factor. Wind going due from the south to the north, due north, 28 miles per hour, gusts of 51. And I believe you can see on the camera right now, there is leaves blowing across the field pretty fast. Franklin, led by their quarterback Kai Ross, went 19 for 29 against Manchester in the win last week. 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, and only one interception. Garrett Cora, their leading rusher, had from last week 26 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown. And their leading receiver last week, it was Dylan McKinney, who had 5 receptions for 85 yards and a touchdown. On the defensive side of the ball, their leading tackler last week, it was Demarion Newell, who led with 10 tackles, 4 solos, 6 assists, 2 tackles for loss. Now for Mount St. Joseph, they bring with them a powerful offensive attack. So powerful they went up 70-21 against Bluffton, played all 3 of their quarterbacks on their roster. The starter today for Mount St. Joseph will be Josh Taylor, who went 10 for 13 for 201 yards against Bluffton with a completion percentage of 77%.
And now they've got the captains out there, and they've got the coin toss. Franklin wins the toss, and they are going to...
So Franklin has won the toss, and they will defer to the second half, and the Lions' powerful offense will get the ball first.
They're talking to the Lions now to see what direction they want to go, and it will be Franklin having the wind at the beginning of the first half. The Lions are going to go into...
So Franklin will have the wind to their back to begin the ball game. And Mount St. Joseph will go into this stifling wind. So stifling, we saw some kickers warming up probably just from 35 kicking, and it was halted by the wind, just died in the air.
White uniforms with the dark blue numerals and gold trim white helmets. And for Franklin, they're in their all black.
So kicking off for Franklin, it will be Gabe Crutchfield, the junior from Franklin Central High School in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Barn burner here from Fox Stadium on the campus of Franklin University. The wind is going to be a factor. As Chuck told you, it's blowing from the south to the north and or left to right across your radio dial or computer screen.
Gabe Crutchfield last kicked off versus Defiance in a win where he kicked for 8 kickoffs with an average of 54 yards and 1 touchback. On the season, he's kicked off 36 times with 8 touchbacks and also has 3 tackles on the special team unit.
Chuck, as we talked in the pregame, the wind is blowing straight through the goalpost. It's not a cross-cut wind.
Right, so it shouldn't affect the passing as much other than when you're throwing it deep into the wind. That could be a little bit of a factor. I think it'll affect the kicking game more than anything.
Zakeem Hunley is back set to return with Ari Turner. Remember what Ari
Set to
Turner did
return
last week?
for the Lions will be Zakeem Hunley.
A holder already for the place kicker, and that is Derek Baldwin.
And this one is a rocket taken about 3 yards deep in the end zone, and he finally elects to take a knee.
That is where the Lions will start out with their quarterback, Josh Taylor.
So Josh Taylor now comes out onto the field leading the Mount St. Joseph offense.
20 touchdown passes, 7 intercepted
On the season,
131
for 201. He is about 53 yards shy of a 2,000-yard season with a 65% completion percentage. He also has 29 total TDs on the year, 9 on the ground.
Zakeem Hunley is the single setback, and now the official.
And there's a quick stoppage.
Setting the clock, and I believe they let some time
To be an issue with the play clock, so they'll reset it to 15 minutes instead of 14:56.
Left to right into the wind. Taylor, the quarterback.
Lions come out. Taylor takes the snap out of shotgun, hands it off to Beecham. Beecham sheds a tackler, but he is backed up, stopped by number 17, Bo Hess, out of Martinsville. Bo Hess last week 4 total tackles at Manchester, and also assisted in a tackle for loss.
So it'll be second down, call it 7 yards to go for a Lions.
Taylor lined up in the gun again.
Their own 27-yard line. Just begun
H-back trips to the left of him.
Tight end left is Powell. Handoff again goes to
Hands it off once again to Beecham, and he is stopped by a horde of Grizz defenders right there.
Is that a leaf or a flag? It's a leaf on the field.
Yeah, we're going to see quite a few of those today.
So it's a loss.
Led by Charlie Moore, the junior out of Mount Vernon.
Actually, it's
Third down.
So it'll now be 3rd and 8. Less than a minute elapsed here in this first quarter. Trips to the top of the screen for Taylor.
And the right tackle, Sam Martin. Taylor out of the pistol.
Taylor, play action. He'll roll out, and he has room to run. Corner giving chase, and he is forced out of bounds by Hess. It'll be a yard short of the first down.
The first down over on the far side, and the first decision of the ball.
And Taylor staying on the field here.
4th down and about a half yard to go, Chuck, and
they're gonna usher on the punt team. So 4th and inches, and the Lions elect to punt.
Well, they're gonna bring in
deep to return for the Grizzlies. It will be Jared Gibson, the senior from Angola, Indiana.
Is Jared Gibson for Franklin, back about his own.
So to punt, it'll be Ryan Murray, the grad student.
Scrimmage is the 34. And the snap to Murray. He gets it away.
Slow snap. He gets it away. Looked to be deflected. And it'll be down at the 44-yard line where the Grizzlies will take over. So a quick 3 and out for the Lions. Now the Grizzlies will look to strike first. So Kairos and the Grizzlies offense out on the field.
1,724 yards, and just to his left, the running
back. Tight end trips to the bottom of the screen. Now they'll motion the tight end, and they'll hand off to Cora, and he is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
Immediately on the play by Schlensker.
Tucker was in there too,
so a stifling effort from the Lions D-line right there.
Ball right at the 45-yard line. Franklin with their first possession.
Franklin ran a no-huddle offense.
In this first quarter of play, we've got no score. The quarterback, Ross.
Ross drops back, fires a go route, and it's incomplete, intended for Spencer Wright. Spencer Wright last week, 3 receptions, 22 yards. On the season, he has 277 yards and a touchdown.
Incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Ball right at the 45-yard line. Going out wide right is going to be
Grizzlies awaiting the next play call.
McKinney, number 3, is 6'1".
Doubles formation for Kai Ross.
Coming out wide to the left-hand side is Spencer Wright. Dropping back is Ross.
Play action from Ross.
Play action. Rolls to his right.
He's going to roll out.
Gets a heavy hit by Hammond.
He'll fire late, and he throws it out of bounds.
That rush really put something on.
And that will bring up a quick 4th and 10 for the Grizzlies. They'll be forced to punt.
Noah Hammond with the pressure there, along with Brock Harris, and boy, really good series there by the Lions to get off the field with 3 down.
So punting for the Grizzlies, it will be Dylan Boswell, the 5'11 senior out of Butlerville, Indiana.
Back set to return is Zakeem Hunley. The punter coming in.
Zakeem Hunley deep to return. He had 2 punt returns last week for 28 yards. And this is a high flyer, wind carrying it all the way down to the 10. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback.
We've got no score here from Fott Stadium. 12:50 to go in the first quarter on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
So 2 straight 3 and outs. And now the Mount St. Joseph Lions offense is back out on the field.
I don't think he understands game situations.
Yeah.
It's 4th and less than a yard, and you're punting into the wind, you gain 20 yards. I don't get it.
So trips to the top of the screen for Josh Taylor.
Lions with the football.
Taylor, the junior, standing at 6 foot out of Western Brown High School in Mount Orab, Ohio. Hands it off to Cornell Beecham, and he is driving his legs, gets a 5-yard gain with the push at the pile.
And it's 2nd and 4.
Yeah, they got a nice pull there, good push. Good 2nd and about 5.
Beecham versus Bluffton, despite only playing in the first quarter, had 2 carries for 46 yards, 2 receptions for 56 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Doubles formation for the Lions again.
Conference by far. 2nd down, a short 5 to go. Beecham on the left-hand side.
Taylor
Taylor
drops back, fires the go route into the wind, and it's caught.
Broke a tackle and then fell down at the 37-yard line.
A huge play from Zakeem Huntley. The 6'1" wide receiver went up for that one.
He actually had to come back because the wind knocked it down. Nice adjustment there by Huntley.
32 yards on that reception. Takes down to the 37.
It was Gervasio Mitchell in coverage.
The Lions may
Mitchell only standing at 5'8". That is a mismatch that the Lions want to exploit.
Deep on that play upfield. 1st and 10 for the Lions at the Grizz.
So Josh Taylor in the gun once again.
Taylor out of the pistol formation, drops back, rolls out to the left.
He'll roll out.
He's going to throw it into
He'll throw it into the wind again, and this one is picked off by Mitchell.
Intercepted on the
Gervasio Mitchell running it back.
That's Gervasio Mitchell.
And he will step out of bounds at the 26-yard line. So a huge play for the Grizzlies.
By the wind, it just died, Chuck.
That's what I mentioned in pregame. Throwing long like that.
And Gervasio Mitchell, right after he got burnt on a play, gets his revenge.
That's what I was afraid of. So, well, we got him pinned in. We're going to have to hold him here. But, nice
So
hold
the
now.
Franklin
He goes by the wayside.
Franklin College Grizzlies offense will come out at the 26-yard line.
Going from right to left. Kai Ross, the quarterback. He's got Cora behind him.
And a 2-by-1 set toward the bottom of the
On
screen.
the first possession. Ross out of the pistol.
High snap for
Just got
Ross.
down, got it inside Cora.
Gets it to
Cora.
Cora.
picked up
Cora
2 yards on the play.
Manages 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the
28-yard
Grizzlies.
line, Chuck, but that was a nice play by Ross just to get the ball to Cora.
That was a high snap.
So just over 11 minutes left here in this first quarter.
Handoff off. That could have been a big turnover. So it looks like about a pickup of 2 days.
Into the ball game, Jared Gibson now. He'll go out wide to the
Franklin only one drive so far,
Dylan McKinney
which
out.
resulted in a 3 and out, now in a double set.
Ross out of the pistol.
Ross hands it off to
Right up
Cora,
the middle, puts his head
and
down, he
Cora
gets
gets
across
another
the 30,
4
out to
yards.
the 31-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3. And now
Gonna be
it's
3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
yards to go for a Grizz first down. Now they'll reset the sticks, and that'll be 3rd down. Ross, the quarterback, looking over
So
the
3rd and
sideline.
4 for the Grizz.
He and Cora played at the same high school, and now they're
And
playing
a doubles formation
in the
again.
same class here, both sophomores. At
Ross in the
Franklin.
gun.
Wind kicking up just a little bit more, and the snap goes to Cora. Play action. Looks
Quick
over the
play
middle.
action, fires a screen intended for Jared Gibson.
Receiver Jared Gibson, 4th down.
Gibson last week in Manchester,
They'll bring in the punting unit.
6 receptions for 80 yards. And he is someone that the Grizzlies will want to get involved early in the passing game.
Get deep enough. They don't kick it over our head. We can always come in. It's just tough to go back.
4th and 4 for the
Huntley
Grizzlies.
going back
At their own 32-yard line, they will be forced to punt.
to get this punt. Josh Taylor is one of the up-backs up near the 40. The quarterback. Good snap. Snap goes to Boswell.
And,
Kick, nice.
Another
kick.
high-flying
That is
kick
gonna hit
way
the
over the
net
head of
bounce
Huntley.
right through
And it
the
goes into the end zone again for
a
another
touchback.
touchback.
68
2nd
yard
of the
punt,
game,
no return.
and a 68-yard punt
Today with the wind
for-
really affecting the kicking game. And
for Dylan
I
Boswell.
think right now we haven't made that adjustment yet.
Boswell only averages about 39 yards per punt.
The end zone,
So definitely the wind playing a factor early here.
1 for 2 on the last drive.
So the Lions
That
back out.
interception.
After an interception on the last drive for Josh Taylor, he now leads his offense at their own 20-yard line,
Omar
1st and
Porter
10.
for the first time also out wide to the left-hand side.
Trips to
At
the bottom of the screen.
Taylor out of the pistol with McKenzie right there. Handoff to McKenzie.
And-
Fake
and it's
handoff.
a fake handoff.
On the RPO, takes it up to the 30.
Taylor will take it on the option,
3-yard line.
and up to the 33-yard line, a 13-yard rush from Josh Taylor.
First down for the Lions.
And that play action fooled almost everyone on the field.
The linebacker, he was so he just kept it. Nice pickup.
Mariano McKenzie now in at running back for the Lions.
At the 33-yard line. Taylor out of the pistol.
Taylor play action to McKenzie. He'll throw the screen as completed to Brock Austin, who is brought down to the line of scrimmage. We'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Lions.
Real quick, Ohio State 7, Northwestern 7.5. Big surprise.
Demarion Newell, the star linebacker, we talked about him in the pregame show, picked up the tackle out there.
So now the Lions 2nd and 10 in the doubles formation. Just over 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Off to the right of Taylor. Now he moves in motion out of the backfield.
And motion McKenzie out of the backfield and tried to get a quick hitch completed to Brock Austin. And it goes right through his hands. It'll fall incomplete. 3rd and a long 9 for Mount St. Joseph.
Just a little change up.
So that's 2 straight passes intended for Brock Austin, the grad student, 5'11" grad student from Gainesville, Georgia.
Turn your clocks tonight. 2 o'clock. Get that extra hour of sleep.
Doubles formation. Taylor in the gun.
Go for the Lions from their own 33. Dropping back Taylor.
3-step drop for Taylor under pressure quickly. Taylor scrambling around in the pocket, still looking to throw. Now he'll tuck it and run. Gets to the 42-yard line. It'll still be short, 4th and 2.
Lions are going to be again shy.
They'll give him 4th and 1.
Again, I'm going for it here. You're not going to get much picking
So
up.
last time they punted in this scenario,
They're going to punt to the wind again, so you're looking probably
and they'll do so once again.
4th and 2. It's 4th and 1.
It is when you're right.
4th and 1 from their own 42-yard line, and they elect to punt for the 2nd time.
They needed to get to the 43. They're at the 42.
You're not gaining much here. That's the issue.
I would say deep to return is Jarrett Gibson, but he's lining up pretty shallow as they are punting into the wind for the 2nd time today.
Behind the line of scrimmage. Murray gets a good snap. He's going to get the punt away.
Murray,
A
little bit of a line drive punt. And it's down at the 32-yard line where the last Franklin College drive stalled. So 8:11 left on the clock here in this first quarter. Still no score. And Franklin looking to get something going offensively. So Kai Ross brings the offense back out. Lined up in the doubles formation.
So Franklin has it. 8:11 left to go in the first quarter.
Ross, 3-step drop, scans the field, and is complete to Gibson. Their first complete pass of the day. It's good for 7 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 3 for the Grizzlies.
They're going to bring up, call it 2nd down, about 2 yards to go. Ross out to the right side.
So Franklin College gets the play in. They'll bring Gibson in motion. Now they toss it to Gibson. And Gibson lunging for the first down. He will get it. So they brought Gibson in motion, then they kind of countered him. And they'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies. That was only Gibson's 4th carry of the year through 8 games. Going in, he had 3 carries for 43 yards.
A sophomore tight end, 6'1", 160. Where's number 84? First down, 10.
Ross in the gun once more. And he pulls the option. He is stuffed near the line of scrimmage. Lucky if he got a yard.
Half yard out to the 45-yard line.
Jackson, I think he got held on the play, still fought off the block and made the tackle. Really nice job.
Under 7 minutes.
So it is going to be 2nd and 9 for the Grizzlies.
Is Derek Thompson. Thompson is going to come in. He's the backup running back. Thompson, 28 carries, 136 yards, and he's going to line up at a wing position. And they've also got coming out wide.
Grizzlies 2-by-1 toward the top of the screen. Lined up in the pistol formation.
Ross, fake handoff, dropping back.
Ross scrambling now.
Ross rolls out to the right.
Rolling out. And he throws it into the dirt.
Receiver, he just threw that one away. That was
Intended receiver on the play was Dawson Delape.
Job there put a lot of pressure on. Really nowhere to throw it, just kind of throw the ground and throw the play. So we got a third and long here.
The intended receiver was Dawson Delape.
Delape last week,
Really, Ross
2 receptions for 12 yards and a touchdown.
Sure, he didn't want to take the sack, threw it in the ground.
That was his only touchdown of the year.
6-17 and stopped after that incompletion. Ross, the quarterback, number 18, on his black and gold uniform.
H-back trips to the top of the screen.
On both sides, dropping back.
Ross, 3-step drop, scans the field, tries to get it into the flat, and it's intended for Garrett Cora,
And that was Garrett
but it's to
Cora
no
coming
avail,
out
and
of the
it'll bring up 4th and 9.
It's incomplete. And
Coverage by Nick Stevenson.
Franklin will be forced to punt.
Yeah, this is
So Franklin punting once again.
good job with Franklin handling really one first down so far in 3 possessions.
It's kind of surprising, Chuck, that Ross is actually underthrowing the football
Yeah,
with the wind to his
yeah,
back.
you would think so, but it was good cover. I think he was trying to squeeze in there. Was afraid of the interception. So.
So Dylan Boswell on to punt for the 3rd time.
To run back this kickoff, this punt,
And another high flyer, but it is fieldable, and he muffed it. The punt was muffed,
He's going to be dropped at the 4.
and he's going to be tackled at the 4-yard line. That was Zakeem Hunley who had trouble fielding it.
Roll into the end zone. The
It's the first time he attempted to field a punt so far today. They'll spot him at the 5.
Is the one who came down and tackled Hunley.
And the usually sure-handed
Right at the
receiver
5-yard line,
dropped
but
one right there.
There is a flag down on the play.
Penalty on the play.
Calling a personal foul on the Lions.
So there was a personal foul on the Lions.
what would this be? Maybe some type of low block?
That could be.
I have no idea. That's a huge.
So that gives the Grizzlies a first down.
And
So the Grizzlies offense will come back on the field
no,
after catching a break there, and they'll be at the Lions' 40-yard line.
Franklin, the football back.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler Hopkins wanting an explanation. I don't know what it was. He's not happy. That's a
So leaves continuing to blow
That is
across the
all the way
field,
down to
gusts
the
of up
40-yard
to
line,
51
and
miles
about
per hour so far
First and
today.
10 for Franklin as they get
As
the ball
Ross
back
lines
on
up in the
field.
shotgun,
Dropping
play
back
action.
is Ross. He's going to throw the
He's
ball
going
to
to
the
fire a
end
slot
zone.
fade, and what a catch from Jared Gibson.
At the 10, at the 7.
A one-handed grab at the 9-yard line. As I mentioned before, Jared Gibson, a wide receiver they want to get involved early, and they do so there.
What a catch by Gibson.
A 31-yard connection between Kai Ross and Jared Gibson.
Good throw, better catch.
Coming out wide to the left is McKinney. McKinney and then Spencer Wright is slot left.
So now 2 receivers to
And
the
got
left of
Cora
Ross,
out of the pistol formation.
and they motion the H-back.
Ross hands it off to Cora.
He'll hand it off to Cora. Cora
He gets hit at the
trying to make the most of little room,
of about 2 yards,
as he
maybe
only gains 1 yard.
They're going to put him right at the 8-yard line.
Bring up 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line for the Grizzlies.
Hold him to a field goal. That'd be a win for us. Like Ross Harris was doing that.
5:20 left to go in the first quarter.
Quarter's taking forever, Dave.
Well, there have been a lot of things go on in this one.
It sure
Been
has.
an interesting first quarter, that's for sure.
So just over 5 minutes left here in this first quarter.
McKinney. And
Grizzlies in
Gibson.
the pistol.
Excuse me.
They motion into trips.
Looking into the end zone. He's going to throw it in.
And it's a wide open receiver for the Grizzlies. Touchdown. That's Hunter Hatfield.
Catch by Hunter Hatfield.
His
And
first
Franklin
touchdown of the
has
season.
jumped up to a 6-0 lead.
They ran a little big play. There is
However, there
flag.
is a penalty.
Offensive pass interference, 'cause they did run a big play there. Let's see what we got.
And Franklin
It was a
staying
little bit
on
of a
the field in
big
offense.
play.
I would think offensive interference. Yep.
Yep, pass
It is
interference
pass
called on
interference called
Franklin.
against Franklin.
Yeah, it was a pretty good pick there. You know, sometimes you get the call, sometimes you don't. And big 15-yarder.
So Mount St. Joseph, they are ranked 22 in Division 3. But they have not played like it so far.
Yeah, when they break open that much, there's typically something that went on there.
Now the Lions are going to go with a
So it's going to be
5
2nd and
setup.
goal with the backup. 2nd and goal from the 23-yard line.
Going out wide to the right hand
Kai
side
Ross in the shotgun,
is
2
Spencer
by
Wright.
1 to the bottom of the
Gets to
screen.
Slot left. And McKinney
Ross,
wide
3-step
left.
drop,
Ross gonna throw it into
throws the
end
go
zone,
route, and it's
it
out
is
of reach
incomplete
of Spencer
over
Wright.
the head of the intended receiver.
So that's the second time they've gone to Spencer Wright on the go route.
Yeah, RDB Smith.
Wright,
stumbled a little
6'1".
bit. He broke open. He just barely overthrew himself.
One of the taller receivers for Franklin College.
Double those guys. Give them guys some help on the island out there.
Third down goal to go from the 23. 4:55 remaining.
So now it's
Franklin
third
is
and goal from the 23-yard line.
to the passing attack. They've run the ball just 5 times, thrown it 9.
I'd like to get our safeties a little
Ross in the gun.
guys some help here.
They motion Cora out of the
Moving in motion out
backfield.
of the backfield. Ross
A
throws
throw over the
middle.
middle. It was a tipped
Incomplete.
pass. Went right through the hands
Gibson.
of Jared
So
Gibson.
it's fourth down, goal to
And
go.
they're lucky that wasn't picked off right there.
And Franklin
A
will
dangerous
bring in
throw
the kicking
for Ross
team.
across the middle. And Franklin with the wind to their back, and no-brainer
Boy, does he have the
with
legs
the field goal.
for it, but you know, it's not going to be a factor. He's
No.
that ball's going to
It's going to be Derek Bolden kicking. Last week
This will be a
went
40
1 for
yard
1.
attempt. His long has been 48 this year
He's gone 7 for 9 on the year.
in the kicking department, and that is Derek Baldwin. Baldwin, right-footed kicker.
It's from the right hash at the
snap
30-yard
is down.
line.
Kick is up. It's got plenty of leg, and it is
And it's good.
Franklin
So
has
Franklin
taken
out to a
the
3-0 lead
47 left to
on
go
the
in this first
number
quarter.
22
There's 3.
Mount St. Joseph Lions
St. Joseph
with
38.
4:47 left to go in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. The kickoff will ensue when we return. Welcome back to Fox Stadium, home of the Grizzlies, who are up 3-0 on the Mount St. Joseph Lions. Crutchfield to kick off after Derek Bolden's 40-yard field goal.
Well, after that 40-yard field goal,
Franklin College kicking off with a holder.
Franklin leads it by a score of 3-0.
That'll be Dawson Delape.
4 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. Lions have Hunley and Turner back set to return.
A
And the
deep
is
kick,
by Hunley at the
returnable
1.
by
He's
Hunley.
gonna cut it up the center of the field to the 10. To the
Hunley
15.
trying to bounce it outside, and he is brought down at the 20-yard line. Hunley did muff a punt earlier, however, it was negated due to a penalty that gave Franklin an extended drive.
By the way, we'll be hosting the Lions basketball team. How's that for a segue? On Tuesday night, we'll have the game.
So
for you
Josh
at 7
Taylor,
o'clock. 6
already an interception today,
game show.
back out on the field with the Lions offense.
In the NCAC, right behind
So
Worcester
2 by
and
1
Ohio
toward the bottom of the screen.
Ohio Northern scrimmaged them out a couple of days ago. Josh Taylor, the quarterback, down
Taylor
3-0.
takes the snap,
Taking
play
it.
action,
Taylor's gonna keep it
pulls
around
it on the
the
option,
side, picks up 5,
and
10,
he's still going.
makes a tackle to the
Sheds
40,
2 tacklers, and he is down the left sideline. He's going to score. Josh Taylor.
Touchdown, Josh
An
Taylor.
80-yard touchdown off the read option for Josh Taylor. His 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
No flags, touchdown Lions, and just like that, they're up on the scoreboard, 6-3.
Yeah, he stuck it in Cornell's gut.
Going into this game, he had 81 carries for over 300 yards. Definitely a dual threat.
Couldn't catch him.
And now they capitalize with a quick answer. 4:26 left to go here in this first quarter.
Touchdown run of the year by Josh Taylor. He's got 10 TDs on the
Now kicking into the win for the
Kyle
PAT,
Farfing will come in.
it will be Kyle
Good to the
Farfing.
Extra point with 4:26 remaining to go in the first quarter. The holder is Patrick Murray.
Snap
Good
is
snap.
down.
Kick
Kick is
blocked.
blocked.
And it will go through the end
So it
zone.
will be 6-3
Like he kicked that one kind of
for the Grizzlies.
So the interior of that Franklin defensive unit came in and got the block. 4:26 remaining in the
So the
first
Grizzlies
quarter.
trailing
The Lions
3-6
going without the extra point.
after that
They lead it
80-yard
6-3.
touchdown from Josh Taylor. And now they'll have to answer quick.
Let you know that you're listening to Mount St. Joseph Lions football on WDTZ.
So after
98.1.
a little over 7 minutes of scorelessness here in the first quarter, the floodgates have broken open.
Glad to have you along this afternoon. Got a good contingent of Mount fans that have come down here, Chuck, to see this one this afternoon.
Yeah, the visitor side's pretty filled up, and not the greatest thing to watch a game, but when you're 8-0, you're coming, rain, snow, sleet, hail, whatever, you're going to be in those stands supporting your guys.
And don't forget, next week Rose Holman comes to town. That game will be kicking off against Hanover here in about the next 5-10 minutes. And they will be in Cincinnati at Schuler.
So Farfseen, who just had his extra point blocked after going 9 for 9 last week on point after attempts, will kick off for the Lions.
They will basically see, I would expect a huge kick laying around the 30.
And with heels at the 17 to return, it will be Gibson and Thompson for the Grizzlies.
Thompson and Jared Gibson off this kick by Farfseen. And the Lions
Farfseen kicking into the wind.
Taylor holding for the
And it's a low liner, a little bit of a squib kick, picked up by Gibson. Gibson working his way around the outside. Gibson continuing to make defenders miss down to the 43-yard line.
3-yard line. Tackle made by Ari Turner.
Actually, we had a pretty nice kick, low and hard. They modeled
So Jared Gibson made that one-handed grab earlier on the field goal drive. And now
18 left to go.
having a little bit of shiftiness on that return.
Boy, they have got the best of both
So
worlds.
Kai Ross and the Grizzlies offense back out on the field after scoring a field goal on that extended drive.
exactly. Defense has been playing well, really, except for the one miracle catch, great catch they made.
Ross. moves
Ross
Thompson,
motions
moves
the
it
H
down,
back,
hands it off
and
to
he'll hand it off to
around the
Cora.
right
Cora
side.
around the outside tries to cut it back, and he is stuffed
And dropped
at the line by
immediately.
Chandler Rutherford.
Chandler Rutherford.
Yeah, we bottled that up really well, saw it from the beginning, 2nd and 10, no gain.
Rutherford only
Hamlin,
one
Tucker,
tackle,
Rutherford, and Brophy along that front line.
only 5 tackles on the year, pardon me,
Schlensker
going
and
into this
Wright
game.
at the linebackers. Owens, Price, Dunworth, and Starks are the defensive unit for the Lions here this afternoon.
So Ross gets the play
Coming
in.
up to the line of scrimmage is Cora.
Tight end trips to the bottom of the screen once more.
And about 10 yards to go.
3-step drop back from Ross.
Is the quarterback.
He'll throw the fade once more, and it sails over the head. However, a late penalty sailed over the head of Dejon Winburn.
Official, the side judge, was right there within 10 yards of it, and now they're going to come together and talk and see.
It was Mason
The guy
Owens in
10 yards
coverage.
from it said no flag. The back judge, 30 yards away from it, threw the flag. Boy, hot is hot.
He should be. He should be.
So the penalty holds after the refs confer.
So it'll be
It goes on Mason Owens, a 5'9" corner from Scott County, Tennessee.
42-yard line. Franklin.
I didn't see anything on that day.
It didn't look like there was anything looking at it in live motion. And Ross fakes it
Ross,
off, throws
play
it
action,
inside to Gibson. He's
throws
gonna
it to
be
Gibson,
hit
who
by
makes
the
2 defenders
first
missing the
tackle,
flat,
tackle.
still
Gibson
moving
gets to the 30,
down to the 34-yard line.
at the
They'll mark him at the 30,
28-yard line, and that's
well,
gonna
no,
be
pardon me, the 28-yard line.
and a first down.
Yeah, we missed 2 tackles there. We had him balled up for no gain. This was 2 tackles.
3:15
So
left to
Jared
go in the first
Gibson
quarter.
continuing to
Lions
make
6-3.
plays here early in the ballgame. The senior, 5'11" from Angola, Indiana.
Is Dawson Delape. Delape out there.
And he's lined up in the slot here on this play. H-back trips to the top of the screen. Ross takes a snap from the gun. And Cora with little room once more. Franklin just struggling to establish that run game. It'll be 2nd and 7 for Franklin
6 yards to go.
And we bottled up the running game pretty good.
at the 24-yard line.
Won the pass play and then won the interference.
Delape out wide to the left. Now Gibson is going to switch and go to the right-hand side. So is Delape as they got off center.
So Franklin
Play
moving
clock
around their
down to
formation.
8, so Franklin still with plenty of time to get everybody situated.
Ross.
And the pitch out goes to
A
Thompson.
little bit of a pitch going to Thompson, and he is brought down after a gain of only 1. So a little bit of trickery there from Franklin. Going misdirection. However, it's to no avail
2 minutes to go in the quarter.
as it brings up third and a long 5. Pardon me.
Third down. 6
Just under
yards
2 minutes left to go here in this first quarter. Franklin trailing
Coming out
by
wide to the
3.
left.
Already in field goal range, however, with the wind to their back.
Second in their team.
Split backs in the gun
46, and Jared
for
Gibson
Ross.
wide to the right with 46 receivers.
Ross pulls it on the midline option.
He's going to take it right up the middle to the 20-yard
Gain
line.
of 3 yards. It'll bring up 4th and 2.
Call it about 40
And they're going to decide to kick this one.
fourth down.
It's kind of one of those tweeners. I mean, yeah, they can tie us, but boy, when we get the win, they're not going to beat us kicking field goals. I can tell you that.
Fourth
So
down,
Baldwin,
call it 3 yards.
so far, already good from
Coming in to
40.
attempt the field goal.
This one will be from 37.
He's already hit a 40-yarder today. This one's going to be
Baldwin, the
placed at
sophomore,
27
out of St. John, Indiana.
37-yard attempt. Baldwin sidewinder from the right side. Ball right in the center of the field. Wind at his back. Good snap. Kick is
Snap
up.
is
Baldwin
down, and the kick is
kicks it
up
right through the
and
uprights
good.
for the field goal.
And it's 6-all here at Fott Stadium.
A tie ball game now at 6.
54 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Remaining to go.
And the Grizzlies
In this first quarter.
holding on early against the number 22 team in Division 3.
I'm not so sure about that one, but you got to move on.
So once again, on the line
Now,
today
I
is the
always
number
say
2 ranking in the Heartland Conference.
territorial guy when it comes to refereeing. When you're 30 yards
And
away,
Franklin putting on an inspired performance so far today.
Maybe it's best to keep that flag in your hip pocket and use it just to blow your nose.
Yeah, the guy, he's right on top of it. The only thing I could think of is that maybe he thought he hooked him and the other official was blocked off. That's the only thing I could
So it'll be Crutchfield to kick off once more.
And then, on the replay, watching it, not the greatest.
Deep to return, it will be Hunley.
Again, a little hand fighting. I mean,
Hunley and Ari Turner.
So coming in to kick the ball away.
Hunley muffed a punt earlier this game.
Check at. Gabe Crutchfield is going to kick it now. Crutchfield will kick it, back set to return. Hunley.
Long kick once again
And
for
Turner.
Crutchfield
Turner's
over
gonna
the
set
head
it through the
of Turner
touchback.
for the touchback. So at the 20-yard line, once more, the Lions will take over.
6.
Tied up at 6 with 54 seconds left in the first quarter.
Do you happen to have an Ohio State score?
I'm flipping it right now. It's 7-7, just over the third quarter.
Another well-coached game by Ryan Day.
Looks like Ohio State has the
So
lead
Josh
in the
Taylor
third quarter, so they-
back out on the field with the Lions offense. H-back trips to the bottom of the screen.
10 from the 25-yard line. And the handoff goes to
Handoff
Beecham, and
to
right
Beecham, and he is brought down instantly.
No gain on the play. And a nice tackle by Shea McGrath, junior defensive end.
If I'm the Lions here, I'm making sure no matter what.
It was
I get
number
to the
5,
quarter before I have to
Shea McGrath on the stop.
passes here, you gotta
The
find
6'2 junior out of Evansville,
30 seconds
Bosse.
to go. This could conceivably be the final play of the quarter.
Less than half a minute to go now.
Beecham to the right out of the pistol.
Trips to the bottom of the screen. Taylor takes the snap, hands it off to Beecham. Beecham has room up the middle, and he is dragged down by Bo Hess at the 29-yard line.
For the end of the first quarter of play, and it will. We played one.
And they'll go to their respective sidelines to end the first quarter. So the end of the first quarter, Franklin 6 and Lions 6 at the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a short break. You're watching Franklin College football on Grizz TV, brought to you by Hubler Automotive Group. So at the start of the second quarter here at Fox Stadium, Grizzlies hanging on, tied at 6 against the 22 team in the nation. Mount St. Joseph in the shotgun formation, doubles. They motion out Beecham. Taylor drops back, and he is under pressure instantly. Sacked by Shea McGrath.
Now it's the end of the first quarter.
So an interesting situation here. Franklin called timeout instead of letting time expire in the first quarter, and now they'll go to the end of the first quarter, holding them to 4th down.
Well, we're going to keep it right here while we have the opportunity. That was a poor job of officiating to let everybody know what was going on.
Nobody said anything. There was no announcement. Like I said,
So an interesting situation here. 4th down now at the end of the first quarter. Now the start of the second quarter with a fresh 15 on the scoreboard. And Franklin looking to get the ball back here.
I agree with you right now, Chuck.
4th and 10 from Mount St. Joseph's 28-yard line.
To go as we head into the second quarter play. The Lions now will have the wind to their back.
So Ryan Murray will punt once again. The grad student out of Coleraine High School in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Just 23 yards a punt on 2 punts. Gibson is back.
Now with the wind to his back finally, Gibson set to return at the 23-yard line of the Grizzlies.
Murray, as we start the second quarter of action. Good snap.
Franklin
Ryan's gonna get it away.
sent an all-out rush there.
Send over end kick. That will go
And that kick will go out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it. It'll be at the 24-yard line where Franklin will take over. So Franklin, with an opportunity on this drive, they could jump out to only their second lead of the ball game. Or their offense, with 2 field goals only, struggling in the red zone so far.
No return. Ball at the 24-yard line. And now Franklin will be heading into the wind. And let's see if they change their offensive philosophy. Now they're bringing in a new running back, Cam Jennings, a sophomore, 5'9", 190 pounds.
So Kairos in the shotgun, Cam Jennings along the side.
Move Cora out to a slot receiver.
It'll be 2 by 1 to the bottom of the screen.
And
They'll hand it off to Jennings, and he's stuffed once more. So they couldn't get much going with Cora. Bring Cam Jennings in, typically the spellback. He can't get anything going either.
Nice run by Jennings. Probably just trying to get a change of pace. Alan Hensel trying to get somebody in there.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Grizzlies.
Ohio State and Northwestern tied at 7 with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. Jennings stays in the ball game.
So it's H-back trips to the bottom of the screen for Ross.
3 receivers out wide to the near
2nd
side.
and 8. They hand it off to Jennings. Jennings around the outside. Still not much room, and this one's going to go back even further.
At about the 28-yard line. Maybe about a yard gain to Sean Starks.
Looked like that was Brock Veach, the tackle, who got called for a hold.
It is a hold against Franklin.
Back him up.
From the 26-yard line, that'll take him all the way back to the 16.
Well, they called it on 84. That was Matt Neely,
With 14:07 left to go.
the sophomore tight end.
Ohio State just dropped the sure touchdown pass. Boy, it's been a bad day for the Buckeyes.
Jennings will stay in the backfield.
So it'll be 2nd
Owen McKinney comes
and a
out wide.
mile for the Grizzlies.
Gibson slot right. McKinney out
2nd
to
and
the right
18, that'll be.
Near side. McKinney out
Doubles
slot
formation
right.
for
Gibson
Ross.
out wide to the left.
Ross takes a snap in the gun.
Ross back on 2nd and
Drops back, and it's thrown, but incomplete once again. And targeted for Spencer Wright.
far side. It was good defense.
So that was the 3rd time they've gone to him on the same route, and all 3 times have been incompletions.
3rd and long.
So 3rd down, call it about 18 yards to go. Scoreboard has it. 3rd down, 18 yards to go.
And again, the clock stops, which is even better for us.
So 3rd and 18.
At halftime, we will preview the Bengals game tomorrow.
Ball on the 16-yard line.
Against the Panthers, and also this afternoon's game.
They go doubles once more. They'll hand it off to Cam Jennings. Jennings looking for room, but does not find it after the 4-yard gain. It will bring up 4th and 14 for the Grizzlies, and they'll be forced to punt into the wind.
Continues to shine. Really, really playing well here today. Just the one big play on offense for Franklin.
Steve McNeely kind of took his time taking the offense off the field. Out there for a second, they might dare fate and try to go for it.
So it's Dylan Boswell to punt once more for Franklin.
Too deep. He's got to scoot up.
Hunley back at
Hunley detour returning, muffed one earlier in the first quarter.
from the 20.
He's way too deep.
And
And it's punted into the wind.
Pick the wind, got that one.
And it gets a fortunate Grizzlies roll into Mount St. Joseph territory.
At the 40-yard line, that'll be a 40-yard punt.
It'll be down to the 45-yard line, and Mount St. Joseph, in what seems like the first time today, has favorable field positioning.
We're just not doing a good job with or against the wind with judgments.
Taylor, 2 for 4 passing, comes onto the field with that 1 interception, 38 yards, but on the ground, 5 carries, 109 yards, and the touchdown run.
So Josh Taylor
Tied at 6,
with an 80-yard touchdown run earlier in the game, but they could not capitalize on the extra point. Therefore, the tie has trips to the bottom of the screen.
4-3-4 defense. Taylor's going to take it, throw over the middle,
And a
it's
tipped
in the
pass.
hands of the intended receiver, Jake Ayler.
It was intended for Jake Ayler,
Josh has got
the senior out of Milford, Ohio.
Another fastball, too. And
Looked to be tipped by Jairo Ojada, the 6'4 junior from Carmel.
It's like today and last week, it looks like he's been trying to throw the ball through a brick wall.
Trips to the bottom of the screen for Taylor once more.
To go after the incompletion. Handoff goes
And it's
to
a
Beecham off the
handoff
right
to
side.
Beecham. He gets 2 yards.
48-yard line.
Well, they'll give him 3.
Yard gain and
They'll bring up
down,
3rd and 7.
yards to go for the Lion first down.
we just can't seem to get Cornell going yet. But getting his touches, he'll hit a home run here soon.
Omar Porter is out wide to the right-hand side. Lions bring trips out to the near side.
So
York,
Franklin's
Brock,
defense looking to
and
hold
Ayler.
strong once again.
Beecham stays in the ballgame to the right. of Taylor.
Kairos in the
Ball
gun
on
with the
far
wind
hash
to his
mark.
back.
3rd
Trips to
down,
the bottom of the
7 yards to
screen.
go. Snap
Takes
goes
the
to the
snap,
left, drops
3-step
back,
drop,
rolls to his right,
flushed
goes
out of the
up field,
pocket,
goes up the sideline,
and it's an
incomplete.
incomplete pass
Nice job by
along the
defense
sideline
out of
intended for
Kahari
Omar
Jackson
Porter.
at corner to knock that ball
It
away.
was Kahari Jackson
Yeah, really nice coverage.
with a great play at the corner position.
I didn't see Joe Newton.
Kahari Jackson, the 5'11 sophomore from Twin Lakes High School in Monticello, Indiana.
He's usually the 3rd down guy.
So, Ryan Murray again will come in to punt the football away.
Pardon me, that's Kahari Johnson.
Dropping back, set to return is Jared Gibson, number 21.
So to punt, Ryan Murray.
Murray will punt it away from his 48-yard line. He gets that one high.
A
into the
high-flying
red zone.
punt.
Gonna let it bounce at the 10.
And
It's
it will
gonna
bounce
take
into the end zone
Franklin
for a
bounce
touchback.
Into the end zone for the touchback.
So it seems the story of this game so far is field positioning, and whoever has the back to the wind has the advantage.
Just let it bounce and go in the end zone.
52-yard kick. No return, but the touchback
Yeah, yeah.
takes him to the 20-yard line.
So the Grizzlies offense comes back onto the field.
At the 20-yard line. We're in a tie ball game at 6 apiece.
The good thing is it's still 12 minutes to go in the half, so we still got a lot of time with the wind.
With Garrett Cora in at running back. They had Cam Jennings in last drive.
58 yards. Cora, 6 carries, just 10 yards on the ground. Their leading ground gainer. Ross
They motion
hands it
neatly to
off
the H-back position and
Cora,
hand
trying
off
to
to
go for
Cora.
it. Cuts it to the left, to the
And
20, maybe the
once again, the
21-yard
run
line.
game is stuffed for Franklin. Lucky to get a yard there.
Dave, both teams are really struggling running the ball, and really, Franklin, we've been really.
It'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Grizzlies.
So it is 2nd down. They give him about a half a yard on that play. So it's 2nd down.
11:40 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Still plenty of time on the clock for Kai Ross and the Grizzlies offense.
Clock down to 12. Game clock right at 11:29. Second down along 9. Ross takes it.
Ross hands it off to Cora.
Got away from a
Cora lunging for the 4-yard gain.
That's a gain of 4. And it is third down.
They'll bring it to 3rd and 5 for the Grizzlies.
First down.
Bring in a couple more receivers.
Ball right at the 25-yard line.
Big third down here. Got to get off the field.
So they take their tight end out. Bring in
So
four new
Ross,
receivers. Nope, they got their tight
so
end.
4 new receivers in for
He's on the slot.
the Grizzlies, and Ross is in the shotgun once more. Doubles formation.
One running back. Dropping back is the quarterback.
3-step
Ross.
drop from Ross, and it's caught by Gibson, and he lunges for the first down at the 30-yard line. So Gibson continuing to make several great plays for the Grizzlies at the wide receiver position, that time on a quick hitch. And it's a first down for the Grizzlies.
Officials, they don't even wait for the chains to get set.
No.
They just start the clock, and I guess that's a new mechanic or something. It used to be you had to
10:20 left to go here in the second quarter.
Get the games over early. That's the whole thing.
I'd be curious to ask him.
Tight end trips to the bottom of the screen for Kai Ross.
So, Cora.
Ross hands it off to Cora. Cora, not much room around the outside. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and they might give him a yard after that.
But also, in the midst of making that tackle, got hit with a heel in his jaw, and they're going to spot him right about at the 32.
So after that hard run, they'll bring Cora out. They'll sub in Cam
And
Jennings.
that is about a yard gain on the play.
Jennings last week versus Manchester,
Left to go.
only 11 carries to Cora's 26, but he still managed 59 yards.
Preview of the Tennessee-Georgia game and the Bengals-Panthers tomorrow. Boy, the Bengals did not look good on Thursday night. Or excuse
2
me,
receivers to
Monday
the bottom
night
of the
against
screen for Ross.
And Ross
He hands
hands
off to
goes
Jennings.
Cora.
Jennings up the middle,
Check that. That's Jennings. And Jennings.
and it'll be another first down for the Grizzlies. So Grizzlies finally sustaining a drive on offense. They've kind of been fortunate with penalties up until this point to get that 6 on the board.
So it's first down.
That was a 9-yard run for Cam Jennings, by far the longest of the ball game for the Grizzlies. For the Grizzlies, pardon me.
41-yard line.
Take him on the 40-second clock, too, which is smart.
Play clock down to 12.
Trips to the top of the screen.
It's over.
Ross
straight
drops back.
Looks over the middle.
And his pass is
Spotted
tipped
down
down.
the line of scrimmage.
It was Jack Tucker who gets the deflection.
Looked like it might have been Rutherford.
Yeah, it could have been. That's big, so that's second and 10 and stops the clock.
So Rutherford looked like he might have gotten his hands on it.
Jack Tucker only 6'2", lucky to get
Second down,
his
10
hands up
yards
on
to
that
go
one.
For a Lion first down. Or excuse me, for a Franklin first down.
So 2nd and 10 for the Grizzlies.
Ball game at the running back position. Gibson and Wright are out
H-back
wide
trips
to
to the
left
top of
hand
the
side,
screen.
And the handoff goes to
A
Jennings.
hand off to Jennings, and he is going nowhere that time. Bottled up by Anthony Wright, star linebacker for the Lions.
Third down, 9 yards to go.
Wright in his last action.
Jennings is going to stay in
Right,
the ball.
pardon me.
Is off the
Right
field.
on the season, 41 tackles.
Jennings,
leads the
22,
team
gonna send
for Mount
Wright
St. Joseph.
out wide to the left-hand side.
And 5 of those have been
And
for
coming
loss.
out to the near side is Jarrett Gibson.
Doubles formation for Ross.
Side, third down 9.
Ross drops back,
looks to
scans the
left-hand
field.
side,
It's a
and it is
deep
gonna be
pitch, incomplete,
Shot start.
intended for Dejon
Went for the
Winburn.
ball and broke it up.
Yep. Wind kind of held that pass up a little bit, so they're going to be forced to punt into the wind here.
So couldn't quite get the timing right there between Ross and Winburn.
The left
Winburn,
guard
the 5'9" freshman from Clarksville, Indiana.
got one of the best names in the Heartland Conference. Number 56 is Justin Case. Gotta love that name.
So Dylan Boswell on to punt once
And he
more.
was the backup, as we were talking about earlier.
Right. Yeah,
Hunley
Fourth
D to
down, 9
return.
yards to go, and coming in to punt the ball away is
Seals at the
Boswell.
14-yard line.
Boswell punts it away into the wind. And Hunley
Boswell
is gonna
punts
let
it into the
bounce
wind. It
at
gets
the
another
22-yard
fortunate
line.
Grizzlies roll.
The 20 and take a roll to the
And it'll take a
15-yard
roll
line with
to
7:45
the
left to
14-yard
go
line.
in this first half of action. Your
So
score,
a solid
Raw
punt going up against the
6-1
wind
St. Joseph
for
running
Dylan
back.
Boswell.
I don't know what else to do except run down and tell them.
I agree.
I just.
So 7:43 now left here in the second quarter.
Well, as you said, Chuck, the officials barely let the yard markers get set before they put the ball ready to play after that punt for the Lions back at their own.
Doubles formation for the Lions, and Josh Taylor back on the field.
Taylor, the quarterback, with the running back. Looks like Beecham off to the right side of him. And
Taylor,
Taylor's gonna keep it himself
QB
right up the
power
middle.
play,
There just is
and he is
nothing there.
stuffed.
It's gonna be thrown back. Maybe got
A
yard gain
huge,
out to the
huge
16
play by
yard line.
Gyro Jada.
I think Mo McKenzie's in there right now for Cornell. But you think about they haven't done much of offense. Franklin got the 80-yard
Ojada on the season leads the defensive line
Yep.
with 46 tackles.
Second down, 9 yards.
11 of those for loss, make that 12 now.
And surprisingly, a defensive
So trips to the
struggle.
bottom of the screen for Taylor.
Taylor has got McKenzie in the backfield to the left, adding out of the pistol. Handoff goes to McKenzie right up the middle. Spins
And
forward
handoff to
the 19.
McKenzie.
That's a gain of 3. Beecham
Gain
is
of
in the ball
3 on the
game.
play. Will bring up 2nd and 6.
And we talked, Chuck, about how Franklin had to make this an ugly game and hold the Lions to
So score still tied at 6
very
here.
little total offense, and right now
And
that's
there's
what they've done.
6:45 left here in the first half.
In this ball game, just 161 yards.
Taylor in the gun again.
Third down is still Joey Newton.
6:35 left to go in this first half. Dropping
Takes a
back
snap,
Taylor.
quick play action.
Gonna roll out
Taylor
to the
flushed
left,
out of the
trying to
pocket, trying to direct traffic.
to the 25,
And he's
to the 30,
making his
35,
way
40,
down the
touchdown
sideline.
to the 50.
A
He's hit
great
the
scramble
and brought down
from Josh
near the
Taylor.
50-yard line on the play. That's going to be a 31-yard run by Taylor.
Great decision by Josh. Nobody's open.
A 31-yard scamper for Taylor, and it's good for Lions first down.
Now we're on their side of the field at the 47.
Correction, 34-yard run by Josh Taylor. So he's had 2 big runs today of 80 and 34.
So
On the
Taylor
game so far, Taylor 108
definitely
yards rushing.
showing his dual threat ability.
1st and 10 for the Lions in
2-by-1 to the top of the screen.
Now Holtz into the
Taylor
ball
in the
game
pistol.
at the back.
Play action, scanning the field once more. Went to his back. He's throwing it deep.
Hundley
Intended for Hundley. Looked like he was tangled up for a second,
away from that ball
but
being completed.
that ball was not a catchable one for Hundley.
Lions again trying to go deep with the wind to their back.
Hundley on the year, 6 receptions for 159 yards and a touchdown.
10 yards to go.
However, in his last action against
Holtz stays in
Anderson,
the ball game for the Lions.
he was held to 1 reception for 11 yards.
Position. Beecham is out slot left. They've taken McKenzie out of the ball game. Pollard wide left. Take handoff, Taylor.
Taylor,
Looks over
play
the
action.
Underthrew the intended receiver.
And
Omar
his
Porter
pass
on
is
the
short
side.
of Omar Porter Jr., the 6'1 sophomore from Washington Courthouse, Ohio.
Last couple of series, 2-3 series. He's the third down money guy. I just don't see him.
Yeah, I don't even see him over on the sideline right now.
So 3rd and 10 for Mount St. Joseph.
There's Joey Newton. I see him standing over there by quarterbacks coach Charlie Mullins, near about the 38-yard line.
Taylor in the gun.
Holt, the running back. Third
Tight
down
end trips to
10.
the top of the
Taylor
screen.
rolls
It's a
out.
sprint out for Taylor.
Play action. Pumps.
Taylor
Route
pump
goes
fakes,
deep, and it's gonna be
and
caught,
his
but
pass
out of bounds. So
is
Omar
caught
Porter
out of
makes
bounds. Omar Porter Jr. tried to get that foot down, but he was about a yard away from the chalk.
Much room to operate. Lions punted by today is best they had of us all year combined.
Absolutely. 5.5 remaining in the
So
first
it's 4th and
half.
10 now.
6.
And now it's a punt with the wind to his back. It is Ryan Murray once again.
6.5 yards per punt today. And he'll be punting this
Last
one
week
away
versus Bluffton,
from the 48
only
yard
3
line.
punts for Murray. And I
Dropping back
believe
is
if he
Gibson,
hasn't
second
already,
return.
he could double that.
Murray looking to get get the snap, high snap, but he brought it down. And the kick is
And
a low
a booming
line drive.
punt
It's going to go into the end zone.
for Murray.
That'll be a 48-yard
Landing in the
punt,
end
but
zone. It's
no
another
return.
touchback.
But with a net of only about
And the
28
Franklin
yards.
Grizzlies will open up at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 with 5:24 left to go here in the second quarter.
Chuck, we said at the beginning of the pregame show, they need to run over 200 yards to have a chance to win Franklin. And to hold the Lions under 300 yards in total offense, they're going to have to cause turnovers, 3 at the
So
most.
Kairos and the Grizzlies offense trots back out.
And be able to score. This has been a physical ball game, but it is not what we anticipated.
They have a tight end on a wing to the bottom of the screen, 2 receivers
So it'll be
high.
Ross starting it out at the 20, hands it off to Cora.
And a
Cora
delayed
is gonna be
handoff to
bottled up
Cora.
and brought
He is
down near
stuffed
the 18-yard
for a
line.
loss.
2 on the run.
That's Jackson.
We're going to give him a loss of 1 with 4
5:13
progress.
left to go.
It'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Grizzlies.
We have all of our timeouts, so at the end of the half, we can use them to stop the clock with the win.
Cora on the year, by far Franklin's leading rusher with 875 in the first 8 games.
In this first half.
However, he has been stuffed so far this afternoon.
The third quarter's coming to an end.
So with it,
They have the win, so they better get another two.
Ross,
And
fake handoff. He's
fake
to the low
handoff.
left-hand
It's going to be
side.
Ross on the option.
22 and dropped right there.
Lucky to get 2 yards
Lions
before he is
sniffed that one
dropped.
too. Coming up and making
So the
play
hustle
for
and
the Lions
pursuit
was
for
the
Mount St. Joseph on
half.
defense
Linebacker
has been
freshman.
great in the run game.
Quarterback back here back in the 90s from Elder High School.
Besides one Cam Jennings 9-yard scamper, it's been under 5 yards all game for Franklin.
Half also went to Elder High
Yes,
School.
both Elder High School grads.
4:14 left to go in this first half of action.
Big third down here, Dave.
Yep.
Big third.
Third down, 8 yards to go. From the 20.
Ross in the gun, trips to the bottom of the screen.
Ross, the quarterback, drops back, looks up the left
Ross
side. And it
throws
is
a fade once more,
boy,
incomplete.
coming up with a play.
Juggling
Dylan
act
McKinney
is
put
to
out
no
his
avail
big paw,
for Dylan McKinney,
bobbled it
their
a
leading
couple
receiver
times,
from last
almost
week.
brought it in, and then dropped it out of bounds.
Also leads in receiving touchdowns.
Great defensive play to force this punt. That's a big play on Sam.
However, can't haul that one in right there, and the Grizzlies will be forced to punt on 4th and 8.
We're a little shallower now, but come up and get it. Don't let it hit the ground.
Josh Taylor.
So it's going to be
backed up
Dylan
as
Boswell
the
once more.
basic protector for the punt returner, which is odd
Yeah.
when you got your quarterback out there. Putting it in play will be Boswell. Boswell punts it, and it's a low line drive.
And
Take the
punt halted by the wind. Lands at the 49, gets another Franklin bounce.
At the 43-yard
Goes out of
line.
bounds around the 43-yard line.
Your guys do an excellent job.
They're going to mark it at the 44, where the Mount St. Joseph Lions will take over.
35 into the win, no return. They'll clearly take that.
3:45 left to go here in the second quarter.
Great news for you. The Mount is now offering alumni a new 10% discount on the Master of Science.
Still tied at 6 here. There's been a stalemate of the second quarter since a scoring explosion at the end of the first.
20 months at a 10% discounted rate. Sign up now at msj.edu/apply.
Josh Taylor takes over with the ball at the 43-yard line.
Taylor
Foul territory. Fake handoff.
pulls the option
Taylor takes it right up the
and
middle.
drives his legs for 2 yards.
And he gets it across the
Going up against that
45,
Franklin front.
46-yard line on the play.
And that time, I think he should have left it with Cornell. That it was once Cornell scored it through there, then the whole play.
3:25
So
and running.
Taylor's
left to go
legs
in
have
half.
really been
We are tied at
all that
6.
the Lions can
Cornell,
garnish on
Beecham,
offense.
Right behind Taylor in the pistol. Powell at tight end lines up at the right side.
Taylor hands off.
Taylor. Now handoff goes off to
And just as I say that, Beecham is breaking loose.
Back to the middle of the field, to the
Down the right side of the field, a huge run from Cornell Beecham Jr.
And I noticed Joey Newton did get back in the game here, so that's good to see.
23 yards
Beecham on
that
the
run
year,
by
786 yards,
in Franklin territory.
and he's well over 800 with that run.
And a lot of running, a lot of jumping going on the offensive line. Looked like Franklin
They
bounced
jumped,
off ties.
and our linemen did a nice job to move, so that's going to show that Franklin created the contact. So that should be offsides against Franklin.
And it will be offside.
So Franklin
against the Grizz.
jumped right there on the hard count from Taylor.
Instead of 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 5.
Playbook's open.
It'll be 1st and 5 from the 21-yard line of Franklin
Yard line, 1st down 5
for the
yards.
Mount St. Joseph Lions.
As they finally get the yard marker straight, the official puts the ball in play. Taylor out of the pistol.
Taylor in the
As
pistol
Beach to the
formation.
right of him. Fake handoff. Throws out
Play
the
action,
right, complete on
and
the
out to
play.
a wide
And it's
open
wide open receiver
Cam
inside the
York.
5, down to the
He's going to be
3-yard
brought down
line
to the
for Lions.
3-yard line.
That's Cam York.
Made a nice catch. Made a guy
Cam
miss,
York
and that
last week versus Bluffton, 2 receptions, 15 yards, and one of his 2 touchdowns on the year.
Left to go. They're going to put it right at
Now the
the
Lions
2-yard
going
line.
hurry up.
1st and goal. Beach him to the left of Taylor.
Taylor
Taylor's gonna
on the
keep himself
QB
a
power, a little bit of a
touchdown.
counter action, and the Lions score again.
Big run by Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor's
And the
second
Lions
rushing
have
touchdown of the
regained
game, this
lead
one
now
from
at
3 yards
12
out.
to 6.
That goes back to that big 3rd down stop by Coach Thompson's defense to allow us to get the ball back. Big 3rd down stop. We take it down. I had a feeling we were going to
So
get
Josh Taylor now well into double digits when it comes to rushing touchdowns.
Farsing, the last time
And
he tried
Farsing
this, he got blocked
will be
in the
on to
center
try the
line.
extra point.
They had a little penetration, but I think it was.
Now his extra point was blocked last time,
Farsing with Murray the holder. Low snapping.
and this one gets plenty of airtime.
And good. We've
With
got
the
2
wind to
minutes,
his
13
back.
seconds remaining in the
And it's
half.
good.
Now,
13-6.
about 13,
Mount
and
St.
the
Joseph.
Grizzlies 6.
Franklin needs a touchdown with 2:13 left to go in the half. So on that drive, it was really broken open by Cornell Beecham's 30-yard gain off the run. Probably one of the most explosive runs from a running back so far today.
14-7, Northwestern has the win. I'll tell you what, we're in trouble.
Kyle Farsing to kick off again for the Mount St. Joseph Lions.
No.
Because you stopped doing it, didn't you?
Dave Mitchell, Chuck Murray right back here. Yeah, foul.
Farsing, the 6'3 senior out of Harrison, Ohio,
University. We've got a good one going
kicked off
here.
10 times versus
The Lions
Bluffton.
lead it 13-7, and they will kick it off. Dropping back, set to return. Gibson and Thompson.
And this
near the
kickoff
goal
warrants a
line.
holder
Farsing approaches
as the
football,
wind's still going
low
strong,
line
and
drive,
it's
takes it
well
up
over
the end zone,
the head of
and it'll be a touchback.
Gibson, who was deep to return.
So what I'd like to
So
see
another
is
touchback, another drive for Franklin, starting at the 20-yard line.
timeouts and try to
Pardon me, this one will start at the 25-yard line
Well, we've got all 3 of them left.
with 2:13 to go here in the second quarter.
2 minutes.
Franklin
13
trailing by
seconds left
7.
to go.
This wind is too much of an advantage to not take advantage of it.
I agree.
We'll see what Franklin does. I would assume they're going to try to run the clock out.
Ross is in the backfield now for the Grizz along with Cora. Cora out of the pistol formation, lines up to
Two
the
receivers to the
right-hand
top of the
side.
screen for
And
Ross. He
he'll
hands
take it
off to
up the middle.
Cora.
He'll take it across the 25. And up
Cora will
near
get
the
4
30-yard
yards on
line.
the
That's a
carry.
gain of about 5. That's the best first down run they've had, Chuck, in a long time.
I'd really put
Probably one of the best first down runs of the evening,
see what happens
as it
on
brings
this
up
down.
second and a long 5.
Out or not. And they're going to bleed it.
Play clock down to 25. Game clock at 1:45.
And it depends what happens on this play, whether you use your timeouts or not.
Second down.
Ross gets the
5
call in
yards
from
to
the
go.
sideline.
Nice job by Frank.
Lined up in the gun. Two receivers to the top of the screen, one to the bottom. It's a handoff to Cora, and Cora is stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
And now the Lions
Timeout.
will
Really
take
nice
their
job.
timeout.
Really nice job there.
Leading the pack there was Noah Hammond, the grad student at 6'4", out of Brookville, Indiana.
Franklin, it'll be 3rd down, 5.
So Franklin
with
will
1:26
call a
left to
timeout
go in
with a
this
minute
first
26
half. It
left
is
to go.
13-6.
They are trailing
The
by
Lions
7,
lead it on the Mount St.
and they have a
Joseph
3rd and
Radio
4
Network.
situation at their own 31-yard line. So the Grizzlies back out on offense now. 3rd and 4, their own 31.
Lions leading at 13-6. It's 3rd down 5.
Ross in the shotgun with 2 receivers to the top of the screen.
Dropping back is
Ross back under immediate pressure, and he dumps it at the feet of Cora. So right away, Noah Hammond
And now Franklin will have to punt the football
making
away.
his way to Ross
And it saves us a timeout too.
and forcing an incompletion.
The best of both worlds. Now we got to come up and field this on a fly. We cannot.
So now to punt Dylan Boswell.
Bounce around for 35 yards.
Lions
To be honest, it feels like the millionth punt
Now he's about
of the game.
Now he's about where he should.
to return this punt on the play by
Zakeem Hunley
Boswell.
with his feet at the 40-yard line
Boswell
to
will
return.
kick it away, got the snap.
Kick is away
Kicks
from
it.
Boswell.
Knocked down by the wind again.
Ball is
from
not returnable for
stopped and
Huntley,
down at the 42-yard line.
and it's down to the
27
42.
yards on the punt.
Yep, 2 timeouts. We got a shot here with the
So
wind.
109.
1:08 left to go.
Pardon
in
me,
the
108 left to go in the second quarter.
13-6. Lions lead it, and they have the football.
Lions lead
Curious on first downs if these officials
lead by 7,
start to change it with the
13-6. Josh Taylor back out on the field after his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And they mark it.
He has one from 80 yards out and another from 3.
So a minute to go in this
Taylor
first
in the
half.
gun.
Taylor with Beecham to the right. Ball at the 42-yard line in Mount Territory. They've got 58
Taylor
yards
takes
to
a
go.
snap.
Rolling out to the right.
Quick rollout, sets his feet to
Over the middle.
throw,
Back to catch.
and it is caught
Inside.
by Cam York.
Territory, Franklin territory by Cam York at the 43-yard line.
The official held at that time until he's waiting. for
They'll
the
mark
change.
him down at the 44-yard line, and the Lions are going hurry up.
Cam York on the play. Trips out to the right-hand side.
Taylor in the pistol.
Taylor looks
Play
to the right-hand
action,
side this time.
and this pass is batted down.
Down on the play by one of the defensive linemen for the
He was
Grizzlies.
looking toward Joey Newton,
Marion Newell.
but Jairo Jada got to it first.
Still good, 50 seconds to go.
Excuse me, that was Shea McGrath. They got
Pardon
his
me,
hands
Shea
on that.
McGrath,
50
6'2 junior out of
seconds
Evansville,
to go.
Bossy got to it.
Rocks into the ball game now. Joey Newton's in. Cam York. Powell at tight end on the left-hand side. Beecham to the left of Taylor out of the pistol.
Taylor in shotgun it once more.
13-6 Lions. Ball at the 44-yard line of Franklin.
Taylor takes a
Dropping
snap.
back on 2nd and 10.
5-step
Taylor,
drop.
straight protection. He's gonna
Throws
drop.
it deep
He's got
downfield,
it in the end zone.
and it's out of the
away by
reach
2 yards.
of Joey Newton.
Oh my,
Joey Newton, the
wide
intended
open
receiver,
in the end
wide
zone.
open on the post
And
route,
Taylor just
but the wind
pushed it
carried that
back
one
there.
just about
Wind
5
wide.
yards over his head.
Overthrew him by a couple.
Yeah, you know, the wind is really playing hands
Joey
on
Newton,
both
the
teams.
junior out of Cincinnati, Ohio, standing at 5'10".
You don't get to practice in this. It's just really hard to adjust. And doggone, that would have been a big play.
That would have been. Brock is back into the ball game. York out wide right. Slot left is Brock.
Now Josh Taylor back in the shotgun. 3rd and a long 9 for the Mount St. Joseph Lions.
Handoff goes to Beecham. And he's
Hand off to Beecham, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage, if not behind it. It was Shea McGrath once again, alongside Charlie Moore.
Actually, the down marker said it was 4th down.
We're just going to let it run out. Franklin's going to be thrilled to death with that. So we're going to go into halftime with a 7-point lead. Yeah, I thought that was very, very peaceful.
Yeah, it's going to mark it back to the 45-yard line.
So 4th and 11,
And so it'll be 4th
and
down
the
with
clock is
7
winding down. They're going to
seconds
take this one to the
That'll be
half as
final
Franklin
play
has no
of the first
timeouts.
half of action. Coming up at halftime, we'll preview the Tennessee
So we go to the half now, 13-6. Mount St. Joseph in the lead over the Grizzlies.
Throw a Hail Mary here with 2 seconds.
Oh, hold on.
2
Mount St.
seconds.
Joseph
All
just
right.
called timeout with 2
So the
seconds
Lions
left
will have the
on the
football.
clock.
2 seconds to go, 4th down, 11. And they'll probably just, like you said, throw up a Hail
Yeah,
Mary.
maybe you get an interference call 15 yards closer. Kyle could kick a field goal, but that's a smart play. Hindsight being 20/20, Franklin should have maybe called a timeout earlier because we couldn't have did it with 10, 20 seconds to give them a shot. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I expect.
Well, on the other side of the coin, Chuck, could you bring in Farsing to attempt a field goal?
I think it's 62 yards now with the wind. That's still a big ask. Plus, coming out of there low, maybe blocked. You know, that would be a risk.
And
But I like
So an interesting situation here unfolding. Called a timeout with 2 seconds left. They have 4th and 11.
Lions come back out after that timeout.
Franklin, they're playing way deep. If he's got
And Josh Taylor, who hasn't had its best game passing, has been a dual threat. Franklin in prevent defense.
Looking things over. Out of the pistol. He's got McKenzie.
3 safeties inside their own 15.
Now they will. Beecham is out.
Now, so Franklin was not out of timeout, so they will call a timeout right here. Trying to see the formation from the Lions.
It was an interesting formation that the Lions had. They had 2 receivers out wide to the far side, Beecham to the near side with McKenzie in the backfield.
I think they want Nolan for a little bit of extra protection there to give Josh time enough to kind of step up in the pocket and throw that long, high ball.
Yeah, he's got to give the receivers time to get downfield, get into the end zone.
So Josh Taylor so far hasn't been too effective in the passing game.
5-yard line. So
His
you
longest
figure
pass
he's gotta have at
probably
least
good for around
4
15
seconds
yards
to get
so
them
far
down
this
into the end zone.
afternoon.
Boy, what a first half this has been.
And now Franklin coming out and prevent defense once more.
Not quite what we expected, but the Lions right now are on top of things. Taylor comes out. They're going to send Powell, the tight end, on the left-hand side. Ball right smack dab in the middle of the field.
So 2 by 1.
The near side.
They have 6 linemen on the field.
Out wide to the far side.
Pardon me, that's an H-back on the field.
Beat a guy over the middle. He can make the guy miss.
Dropping back Taylor. Rolls back.
2 receivers going deep. Taylor flushed out of the pocket going right. Throws it across the middle. And it's underthrown at the feet of Beecham. So that will do it for the first half. The Mount St. Joseph Lions lead over the Franklin Grizzlies 13-6.
It's now the Mount 13 and the Grizzlies.
We'll take a
6.
break. You're watching Franklin College Football on Grizz TV, brought to you by Hubler Automotive Group. Welcome back to Foss Stadium on the back end of the intermission here. Franklin trailing 13-6 against Mount St. Joseph, who was ranked 22 in Division III with their 8-0 record. Franklin trying to put them on upset alert here in this second half, and it has been a tough first half. The wind being the great equalizer here in this game. No quarterback over 71 passing yards, and the main difference is Josh Taylor from Mount St. Joseph in the running game, who has ran for 148 yards off 9 carries, of course ushered by that 80-yard scurry on the read option for a touchdown. That is really the great icebreaker here that was here in the first half. So Franklin has struggled to get things going on the ground, and on the ground especially, with Garrett Cora, their leading rusher, only 23 yards in the game so far. Jared Gibson, however, has been their star on offense, leading in receiving yards with 62. But still, only 7 first downs for each team, and both teams have struggled offensively as they've been forced to run the football. However, despite the running of the football, there are no fumbles so far in this game, and the penalties seem to be dead even, both at 30 yards cost for each team. Passing-wise, of course, has been a struggle. Franklin 6 for 18, Kairos is, and then Josh Taylor is only 4 for 14 for the Mount St. Joseph Lions, and he had an interception in the first quarter.
In the third quarter, and they will kick off to Franklin to start the
So
second
Mount St.
half of
Joseph
action.
with the
It
win
is
to their back
13
here in the
to
third
6.
quarter.
Lions leading it by a touchdown and extra point.
Franklin won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they will return the opening kickoff here in this
The Rose
second
Bowl
half.
Titan Engineers. And we'll be on here with the pregame at 1 o'clock.
Of course, this game for second place in the division. Despite Franklin's 4-4 record, they have gone 4-1 in conference play.
Farsing is going to kick it
And the
off.
wind
Josh
really
Taylor's
picking
going
up
to
here
hold it for
in
him.
Franklin, Indiana.
As the Lions will kick with their wind to the back.
Yeah, let's make sure everybody understands that it was our decision. Franklin chose to take the ball to start this half,
So Kyle Farfsing
we'll win in the third quarter.
So
will
back
kick
set
off
return.
for the third time, pardon me.
Jared Gibson. Gibson on the far side as Farsing approaches the football.
And
right away.
it is a
Second half
booming
is gonna
kick
go to the end
out the
zone.
back of the end
It'll
zone.
be a touchback. Franklin
Not
football.
returnable for Franklin,
Well, Dave, since we have the win, let's hope we can really
and they
rely
will
on
bring it out to the 25-yard line with the touchback.
It could be a one-possession game.
Another quarterback, Kairos, 6 of 18.
So Kairos, 6 of 18 so far,
Long of 31 in the ball game.
looking to get something going for this Franklin offense, other than having to rely on the passing game and his one receiver, Jarrett Gibson.
Rushing on 13 carries. Lions have held him in check so far. They put
Ross
him
H-back trips to the
on
bottom
both
of the
sides.
screen.
Hand off to Cora right up the middle.
Hand off to
Breaks it
Cora,
out.
and he has room to run.
And he breaks it out to the
Cora with the
37.
12-yard gain in the first down.
And a first down for the Grizz. And that's
Cora's longest gain of the evening, of the afternoon.
We'll expect a lot of that this
Lions leading
So
it.
Garrett Cora in that first half only averaging 1.9 yards per carry.
Steve McNeely. Now Ross with Cora off to the left-hand side, tight end formation.
Two receivers at the bottom of the screen for Ross. He hands off to Cora. Cora making something out of nothing.
Still running, gets it out to the
And
40.
Cora gets a 4-yard gain out of what looked like a dead stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
nice running there.
So to bring up second down.
Garrett Cora, the sophomore, 5'10", out of Tri-West in Liston, Indiana.
Second down. Now make it about 6 yards to go. Ball at the 41
Cora,
yard
5 touchdowns on the ground so far this season. However, he has not had much room up until this point.
In the third quarter, excuse me. And the fake
Play action to Cora. They'll take a shot throwing into the wind, and it's far underthrown, intended for Dylan McKinney.
Dylan McKinney.
They try to throw a back shoulder there. The
So the first time they've tried to get McKinney involved in the passing game so far today.
There, now it's third down. Now they're a little late marking up the downs here on the yard
It'll be
line.
third down. Third down and 6 for the Grizzlies.
Wide, well, McKinney is out of the ball game, excuse me. Going out wide to the right-hand side.
They have trips to the bottom of the screen.
Right. Gibson is slot right. Dropping back.
Ross drops back.
Right. Throws down and
He'll throw a quick hitch, ruled incomplete.
Good last 2 downs for the Lions. Clock stops on both.
Fell through the hands of Hunter Hatfield.
Franklin didn't stick with the run, to be honest with you.
that was Hunter Hatfield. Couldn't come up
And
with
it was
that
broken
pass.
up.
So the Lions will get the football back.
Broken up by Devin Donworth
Really surprised.
for the Mount St. Joseph Lions.
In the third quarter.
So now on to punt once more for Franklin.
Boswell.
It is Dylan Boswell.
Punt the football away. Zakeem
Punting
Huntley
into the wind.
is back at about his own 25.
High snap.
High snap of Boswell.
And
Puts it
this
up in the
one
air, and it's gonna be knocked
is
down in Mount
knocked down by the
Territory at
wind
40-yard line, and that's
down
where
at the
they will
40-yard
die.
line.
That's just a 19-yard punt.
So it was a high-flying punt,
Yeah, just,
but it only goes for 19 yards due to the wind.
It's going to get knocked back. That's why you can't play too deep. Now, there's not a whole lot we can do about that one.
So the Lions get the football.
So the Lions back out on the field now. Josh Taylor, their quarterback, leading them in rushing, leading both teams in rushing with 148 yards.
Newton is in the ballgame right
He had a large 80-yard scramble for a touchdown earlier in the ballgame,
Excuse me, Huntley.
and he had another touchdown from 3 yards on the same drive as a 31-yard scramble.
Newton, as we said, is into the game. Powell tight end left, lining up just
Taylor
off
in the
left tackle.
pistol formation.
Now he'll move in
Motions the
motion
H back.
to the far
It's
side.
2-by-1 to the
Taylor,
bottom of the screen. Taylor
fake
takes the
handoff,
snap,
inside
play
the
action,
inside,
and it's an
completed.
out route.
That's to Cam York.
That
He's
is to
got a
Cam
first down.
York. He has the first
Side,
down.
Franklin territory to the 49
Dragged down on the
11
play
yards on that catch.
by Kahari Johnson.
Got away, which would have turned that 11-yard gain into about a 35-yard gain. Nice tackle, first down.
So Kahari Johnson was holding on for dear life on that play.
13:05 to go in the third.
Josh Taylor in the gun once more.
13-6. And Taylor.
Play
fakes
action.
it up, Looks over the middle. And he's got
Looks over the
Huntley
middle toward Hunley, and it's incomplete. Hunley running the dig route right there.
You can tell
He was
John's
guarded
just a little
closely
bit frustrated.
by Gervasio Mitchell, who had an interception earlier in this game, the only turnover of the ball game for both teams.
Really a game all year, offensively.
They're going to go empty backfield now. Straight shotgun as they
So for the
flip
first time tonight, Josh Taylor in the
with a
empty.
wide spread offense.
3 receivers to the
They've
top
got
of the screen,
Beecham
2 to
out
the bottom.
wide out in a slot as Taylor
Franklin
drops
bringing
back, looks
4.
over to the right.
Taylor
He's gonna throw it up
flushed
right
out,
side. He's got Brown.
and he
He's
had
going for him again. Incomplete.
he had Newton down the sideline, and it was overthrown.
Pitcher in baseball, he just doesn't have his command today.
Check it. That was Joey Newton. I'm sorry. And it brings up third down and 10 yards to go.
Just missing. Just missing.
Cooper
So an
Jones
overflow with
back in the ballgame.
an overthrow with the wind to his back,
Huntley
and his
off the field.
poor day passing gets worse. However, his rushing
Right, left.
has thrusted the team forward so far.
Right side.
3rd and 10 from the 49-yard line of Franklin.
Beecham in the backfield.
Tight end trips to the top of the screen in a stack formation. Taylor flushed out of the pocket, trying to direct traffic on the scramble bill. Throws to Huntley. Huntley with an amazing back shoulder grab.
Yeah, Josh rolled to the left, was under pressure. He directed him to go deep, threw it back shoulder.
Gervasio Mitchell was in coverage.
Big third down conversion day.
34 yards on
So they've
that
been waiting to
catch.
get Huntley involved
Chuck,
throughout the evening. He had a 1 reception for 38 yards earlier, and almost an identical play right there.
It is. Dropping back, Taylor hands it off.
And
to
they
Beecham.
hand it off
Gonna get hit
to
behind
Beecham,
the line
who
for a
is
2-yard
stuffed for a 2-yard loss.
Now Huntley, and we've got one of the cornerbacks.
And right now, Gervasio Mitchell and Huntley are getting into
Huntley's
it.
just got to back away from that.
Exactly. You cannot get involved with that. Let's see. He's
Looks like after the
Standing there next to the official clapping.
massive
at
reception,
Mitchell, the cornerback.
Mitchell tried to press him, got a little too aggressive, and now there was chirping back and forth. So they waved the flag.
Yep.
probably the right call. Probably
I
on
agree.
both of them, so just play on.
Yep. Just get away from it.
probably a guilty party on both sides, so they move away from the penalty.
Newton's going to come over and go to the left-hand side, along with Hundley. Ball in the center of the field. Beecham, the running back. Cooper Jones.
So Taylor in the gun once more. 2nd and 12. Pardon me, that's 2nd and 13 from the 18-yard line.
Lions taking plenty of time. Now Jones shifts behind the left guard. And lines up at tight end. Dropping back.
Now taken out of the shotgun. Taylor rolling out.
Gets away from a tackler. Now
and he's going to be sacked.
He's going to be hit and dropped at about the 23-yard line.
Isaac Lawrence and Brock Thurman both forcing pressure. Lawrence the one to bring him down.
I agree with you. He lost about 3 yards on the play. Back to about the 26, maybe the 20.
So a loss of, I believe, 4 on the sack. It will be 3rd and 17.
Well, we're looking at about 16 yards to go, maybe 17. Need to get right at the 5-yard line. Ball resting at the 22.
Franklin trying to halt this Lions drive. Taylor takes a snap out of shotgun. Throws it up, a fade to Hunfield, and it's overthrown. Hunfield had beaten Mitchell off the press, and the ball sailed right over his head. So now it's Kyle Farsing on to attempt the first field goal of the afternoon for the Lions. This will be a 39-yard attempt.
Especially with the wind. Ball on the near hash mark. Farsing
from the left hash.
the holder. Snap is good.
And it's blocked. Blocked by Franklin. It's picked up by Jones, and he is dragged down by Gervasio Mitchell at the 37-yard line. It is a first down, Franklin. A huge play by the special teams unit to block the field goal.
Remaining to go in this third quarter. Your score, it is Franklin down by a touchdown. The Mount 13, Franklin 6 on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
So Franklin's offense now back out on the field. They were halted on their last drive.
Kick we've had today.
Yeah, the operation's just not smooth. When you don't get the good snap, then it throws everything off.
Kairos in the gun. Hands it off to Cora. An off tackle. And he'll get a 6-yard gain. So Cora finally awake here in the second half. And he has started to run wild here early in the third quarter. 10:45 left in this third quarter. Just over 4 minutes elapsed.
Left to go in the third. Lions leading it now 13-6.
It is 2nd down and 4 for the Grizzlies. Doubles formation. Kairos in the gun. He'll motion Neely. Handoff to Cora. Ran into his lead blocker. And he is brought down, lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Grizzlies.
Third down, call it about 4 yards to go for a Franklin first down. They're going to spot it back at the 43-yard line. Anthony Wright is out of the ball game now. Nick Stevenson back in for the Lions. Coming out wide to the left-hand side, Dylan McKinley. To the near side, Gibson is slot right.
So doubles formation again. Kairos in the gun. Cora along his side. Drop back, quick drop back, and it's a pitch complete to Spencer Wright, his first catch of the afternoon. So a first down for the Grizzlies, their 8th of the game. So 1st and 10 from the Grizzlies' 47-yard line. H-back trips to the top of the screen for Ross. They'll hand it off to Cora, and Cora gets 2 yards on the play, brought down by Hammond. So Franklin's still trailing by 7 here. 8:45 left to go in the third quarter.
In the Heartland Conference. Ohio State leading with 3 minutes to go. 21-7. Second down, 8.
Ross, low snap, hands it off to Cora. Cora reverses field. Kai Ross began lead blocking for him, and Cora manages 3 yards.
49 to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of a couple. And it's third
So
down.
on a broken play, Cora manages 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 6. Pardon me, 3rd and 5 for the Grizzlies.
It's going to be a long 5, Chuck. Thompson is back into the ball game. Obviously, he's
Wind in
not
the
just
face
their
of the Grizzlies
backup running
as
back,
they
but
send
he
3
likes to
receivers
play
toward the
receiver
top of the
as
screen.
well. Thompson Jr.
Continue to eat time off the clock.
Ross takes a snap out of the gun. 3-step drop.
Dropping back Ross. Now
Flushed
roll
out
back
toward his
to
right.
He's gonna throw it.
Fires, and it's caught for the first down.
Complete for the first down at the 35-yard line.
Derek
That's a
Thompson.
13-yard reception. Chuck, he came all the way from the far side and cut across the middle and caught it on the near side.
Nice play by both ends, quarterback and wide receiver. He kind of let the quarterback roll out to his strong side to right. And he made a nice throw. Big first down for them now. They're pretty close to 4 down territory.
A huge first down for the Grizzlies, and they have begun driving. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line of Mount St. Joseph. Instead of rusher off the edge, they hand it off to Cam Jennings, who gets about 3 yards. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Grizz.
Them to really ball control this quarter with the wind against them. They're doing everything really. It's working out perfectly. Right.
Colby West
Getting
is
the signals in.
now for Franklin. Check that. That is not Colby West. That is DeJean Winburn.
Kai Ross in the gun. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. They motion to Lope.
Offsides. No call. They let him get away with it.
And it's a long corner route, and it's going to be pass interference.
There's not a flag. Again, another tough call against the
Intended receiver is Derek Thompson,
Sean Starks
who caught the first down
got his
catch.
feet tangled up with the receiver.
That is not a penalty.
So they're going to go call pass interference this time. It's going to be Deshaun Starks.
One of the man in motion, Chuck, cut up field.
Starks this week was named Heartland Conference Defensive Player of the Week.
That's 2 really bad calls against the Lions of interference.
He's had 4 picks in the past 5 games, but he's the guilty party on a PI right there.
So it's first down.
So first down
Again,
for the
they're
Grizzlies
spotting the ball. The chains have not moved.
at the Mount St.
And the
Joseph
play clock is
20-yard
begun.
line.
All right, here we go. And we got to come up big here.
Ross in the gun with
So
split
the
backs.
play clock down to 20. Moving
Cora
in
and
to
Jared
Garrett.
Gibson to his side. He
Hand
hands
off
it off to
Cora.
Cora
Cora takes it off
after
the
some
back.
orbit motion
Across
from
the 20.
Jared
Picks up a couple to
from
the 18-yard
Jared Gibson.
line. Second down.
However, it's only good for 2 yards. 2nd and
Noah
8.
Hammond with the tackle. They give him credit for that. 6-17. Boy, time of possession in this third quarter has really been dominated by Franklin.
Sure has.
So Franklin continuing to chew time off the clock, down 7.
Clock,
Yep.
which is very smart.
Winburn goes out
Now 6
wide.
minutes left to go here in this third quarter.
Right-hand side is right.
Play action to Garrett.
Throws over the middle, complete.
Gibson, pardon me, and it's a pass complete for a first down to Hunter Hatfield.
And that's a first down for Franklin.
They haven't even moved the chains and started the
Yeah, he's got the clock started. And they haven't even
So it's first and goal at the 3-yard line.
And I'd like to get a clarification on that from somebody.
You'll never get one.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You're supposed to wait for the chains to get set.
And the Grizzlies in striking position here.
Really getting an earful from the
However,
mound.
wind in their face.
Play clock is down to 10.
Split backs Cam Jennings and Cameron Johnson.
Handoff. Goes
Hand off to Johnson, and he's going to score.
Franklin. Demarius
Touchdown,
Check that.
Grizzlies.
Cameron Johnson.
Cameron Johnson.
Johnson takes
Last
it.
week, only a carry for 2 yards, and in his first carry of the ball game, he'll score.
13-12 game.
So 13 for 12. And here comes the extra point. This is where we might have some trouble considering the wind. The gust going 30 miles per hour toward the face of the kicker. It is Derek Bolden looking to tie this game.
27 for 29 on extra points this year. He'll attempt his first one. Good
Snap is good, and the kick is up and splits the uprights. It is a 13-all ball game here at Fox Stadium.
Up at 13 apiece on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network. Unbelievable.
I mean, they got the speed time. That's
So
not-
Franklin
No, it's not. That's two pass interference.
now has to look to seize the momentum on the defensive side of the ball.
Position.
just awful.
So we mentioned that was Cameron Johnson who scored that touchdown, the 5'9" senior back out of Lebanon, Indiana. That was his first carry of the ball game from 2 yards out, and it was a score that could definitely pivot the result of this game.
Well, Chuck, two crucial pass interference penalties on this
So now
game.
Gabe Crutchfield
10 points
to kick off.
Extremely way too deep for this kickoff. So
Kicking off into the wind.
some out of coaching staff that now they're starting to
Go Crunchfield out of Indianapolis, Indiana will be kicking it away
Hunley and
into the wind.
I believe that is Ari Turner deep to return
Ari Turner and Zakeem Hunley.
for Mount St. Joseph.
So Crutchfield will kick it off.
Kick is away, a little bit of a squib up the middle,
By one of the upbacks and dropped right down
and
to the
it's
32-yard line, fell right on
fielded
top
by
of
the
football.
upback, that is Cooper Jones.
Cooper Jones coming
At
down
the
with
31-yard line is where Mount St. Joseph will start their drive, looking for an answer.
I guess they just take too much of a risk to ball handle too many guys there. But boy, I'd like to see it.
5:17 to go in this.
So Mount St. Joseph has also struggled in the run game. However, Josh Taylor has revived it with 148 yards in the first half. However, Beecham was held to just 46.
Right next to Josh Taylor.
Trips to the bottom of the
Out of
screen.
pistol. Trips out to the bottom. Handoff goes to
Handoff to
on the
Beecham.
right-hand side. He's got it to the
Beecham
35,
gets a gain of about 7,
38
maybe
yard
8.
line.
They'll give him 7.
That's a gain of about 7.
To
on
the
the
38-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 3 for Mount St. Joseph.
The passing game is just not clicking today, so we got to be able to run the football, especially.
So the drive for Franklin was 11 plays, 63 yards. Took substantial time off the clock. Now Mount St. Joseph looking to strike back.
Broke a tackle across
And
the 45
Beecham
out near
with
the
a
50
hard
yard
running
line.
effort for the first down.
And he's got an 11-yard gain.
A gain of 11 and a first down
Out to the 49.
at the 49-yard line of Mount St. Joseph.
Lions going with a hurry up now. They need to snap this before the chains are set.
The receivers to the bottom of the screen.
Hand
Hand off to Beecham once more. Beecham continuing to run through the Franklin defense, that time attacking on the perimeter.
At the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 4.
So a gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 6 as the Lions enter Grizzly territory.
And it'll be 2nd down, as we said, 6 yards to go. Be interesting sometime, Chuck.
Josh Taylor in the pistol.
The chains. Somebody
Two
just
receivers to the bottom of the screen.
set what they do. Handoff. Fake
Play action.
goes out to the right-hand side.
And it's a complete pass on the out route to Cam York. However, breaking on that out route quickly was Kahari Johnson.
Out at the 42-yard line.
So it's 2nd and inches now at the 42-yard line.
3rd down, a yard to go. Taylor is
It's going to be a QB power with Taylor. Taylor loose again. Taylor down the sideline.
For a block. 20, 15, and he's
Pulls
gonna
for a
run
lead
out of
blocker, and
bounds.
he's down to the 12-yard line and out of bounds. A huge play for Mount St. Joseph.
30 yards on the run and a first
A
down for the
30-yard
Lions,
run.
first and goal.
And Josh Taylor now
First and goal.
just about 22 yards shy of breaking the 200 threshold.
Wow.
Getting ready, just ready to start the second half.
Beecham in the backfield to the right. Ball in the near hash mark.
Another QB power from Taylor.
On the right side, now behind the
This
right
time it's stuffed out.
takes it down to the 10.
Held to a gain of only 1 on the play.
I'd like to see it look like a run and then stop and throw a pass.
Oh, a Tim Tebow jump pass?
Yeah, I'd really like to see something along that line.
So Josh Taylor back-to-back runs for a combined 31 yards. Trips to the bottom of the screen.
Cam York wide right, single setback.
They hand it off this time back to Beecham. Beecham around the perimeter, an off-tackle run. Wrapped up by Kahari Johnson. And there's a player down on the field. That's going to be Shane McGrath, who has been a dominant presence for the D-line.
That game, the Rose game with Hanover, got underway late today.
So this drive has been 7 plays, 58 yards. It has been the Josh Taylor show, as Taylor and Beecham have been running wild over the Grizzly defense. Still tied at 13 here. 2:27 left to go in quarter 3.
You know, I'm watching seeing the
And we have a 3rd and 7.
Remind us, of the New England Patriots, and I saw a little snippet of Bill Belichick getting the game ball for last week's win when he became the second leading winningest coach in the NFL. He actually let the team pour beer.
So Shane McGrath is helped up, and he will walk off under his own power. It looked like a lower leg injury.
But he let the team do it after that game.
So it'll be 3rd and 7 from the 9-yard line
Have a cramp. Now, right
for Josh Taylor and the Mount St. Joseph offense.
All right, Dave, big 3rd down play here, boy. The way our field goal
The Grizzlies defense looking to bend and not break.
Newton and York.
There's a stack to the top of the screen,
Hunley
and Hunley alone at the bottom.
Left, right behind the left tackle. Beecham is in the backfield, out of the pistol, right to the right of Taylor.
Drop back from Taylor.
Looks upfield.
Taylor scrambling, fires and almost picked off by Kahari Johnson.
Well covered and knocked away. And now it's 4th down.
I don't see the field goal team
A
going
dangerous throw that Josh Taylor tried to force there
We're gonna kick the field goal, maybe
in a
run different
red
play.
zone scenario. It's 4th and 7,
Do it all at once. So, boy, this goes back
and they're going to keep the offense on the field here. 4th and 7 from the 9-yard line.
Inside for 3. So now Taylor and 4th down, and the Franklin crowd up on its feet.
H-back trips to the bottom of the screen for Taylor.
Taylor looking things over, takes the step,
Taylor.
looks to his left. He's going to throw
Shuffling,
it in the end zone. He's
and
gonna
he
hit
throws it. He has
Touchdown,
Hunfield.
Hunley!
Hunley. He has Hunley for the touchdown.
13-yard reception,
His
and the
3rd
line
reception of the game is good for 6 points.
to 13.
Boy, that's huge, Dave. That's huge. 4th down.
A
Josh
huge
Taylor.
strike
Trying to throw
from
it
Josh
back
Taylor
across the body.
to Zykeem Hunley.
So we got to make this extra point.
2:11 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Lions have regained the lead.
Big call by the coaching staff to go for it there. I think
So it's now 19-13. The extra point to make it 20 by Farfsing.
Farfsing. There's the good snap. Kick is up.
Good snap,
And he drills it right
and he
through
drills
the
a kick.
uprights. 2:11 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Your score.
It is
It's
20-13
the
with
Grizz
2:11 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
on the Mount St. Joseph Radio Network.
So after an 11-play, 63-yard drive from Franklin, Mount St. Joseph answers with a 9-play, 69-yard drive of their own.
That was huge.
No question.
So Franklin set to
I don't
return.
mind that call because even if they don't make it, they got pinned in. You hope you get a 3 and
Jared
out.
Gibson and Derek Thompson
I'll tell you what. if
deep
they
to
were
return.
I would consider using a timeout to make them punt into the win.
Lions have regained the lead here
So
at
the
Fountain
kick
Stadium.
for the
Franklin,
Lions, once again,
20-13.
it is Kyle Farfsing.
With the wind to their back, and now Farfsing is going to kick it away. Josh Taylor will be holding it for him. Back set to return Gibson and Thompson. Thompson on the near side of these split backs back at the goal
So the
line.
kick is away
Farfsing is going to
from
drill
Farfsing.
into the
Once
end zone
again,
and through the end
not
zone.
returnable And the ball will be placed at the 25 after the touchback. 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies.
Here's Franklin, Rose over Hanover dogfights.
Well, that's what the Heartland hoped for in the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Pinning all the teams, especially in the last weekend, Chuck, with their arch rival.
Yeah.
Mount really didn't have one, so
It happens to be Rose.
has to be Rose. 1st and 10.
So Kai Ross
for Franklin.
and the Franklin offense back out on the field. H-back trips to the top of the screen. They'll hand off to Cora.
Right up the middle and right there.
And Garrett Cora driving his feet for a gain of 7.
As he takes it across the 30 out to the 33-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 8.
Pardon me, that's a gain of 8. They spot him at the 33-yard line of the Grizzlies.
Minute 45 left to go in this third quarter. Going out wide to the left is Spencer Wright.
H-back trips to the top of the screen once more.
Handoff, no fake handoff. Ross
And Ross pulls the option. It's the wrong decision.
And dropped right there by Declan Brophy.
Okay, big third down.
As the tackle for loss will be credit of Declan Brophy, the 6'1 junior out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Right, but that's big third down.
Third down now, too.
Also second on the team with 6.5 sacks for Mount St. Joseph.
Here, they're going to end up running out the quarter. Play clock is down to 15 now. While the
So
game
just a
clock
little
is
over
at
a minute
5.
here in the third quarter
Third
left to
down
go.
and a long 2 yards
Franklin
to go.
trailing by 7.
Cora to the left. They move Thompson.
They
and
motion the
to
H
far
back
side.
into trips.
Dropping back Ross. Throws it out to
They'll
Cora.
throw it to Cora
on
in
the
the
left
flat.
side. He's got
Cora
the first down.
gets the
Gets
first
run out
down
of
and a few
bounds
yards
outside
after.
35 at the 37-yard line. That's
About
a
a
gain of
5-yard
first
completion for the Franklin first down.
He started that clock. They didn't even start the movie before he started.
No, they don't. This is amazing.
We need to get clarification on that.
You'll never get one. You'll never get one. 1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. As we run down here.
So this could be a crucial game in conference play. Also going on in conference play right now, Rose Holman, 24 over Hanover, 17.
And McKinney out to the right.
That could have major implications on this game. Cora
hit right at the 40 and gets bounced
tracking
back
forward
after
progress for a
2 yard
3-yard gain.
And that
It is 2nd and 7.
the end of the third quarter unless somebody takes
And that
it
2nd
away.
and 7 will be played
We have played 3
in the fourth quarter as the third quarter ends 20-13. Mount St. Joseph over Franklin.
13.
You're watching Franklin College Football on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Welcome back to Fox Stadium, home of the Grizzlies. We're trailing by 7 to the Mount St. Joseph Lions. Mount St. Joseph, as I mentioned before, ranked 22nd in the nation in Division III. And Franklin looking to put them on upset alert.
He's got Cora to the left of it on 2nd down, 8 yards to go.
So doubles formation as we kick off the fourth quarter. 2nd and 7.
And now there's a lot of movement going on.
And movement up front.
The music comes off, but yet they set the play, and I love it as much as anybody else does. But when it's time to play, you got to turn the music off.
And now we will reset everything.
So they're going to reset.
And now the
To
play
be
clock
issues
will
with the
begin.
PA.
So it'll be 2nd down.
Be 2nd and 7.
Thompson in motion to the near side.
Franklin ran the same play. They have Cora to the outside. Cora almost broke a tackle. He'll get the first down. And he could have had a few more if he were to shed him.
That'll be a gain of about 7 and a first down.
So it's a first down for the Grizzlies.
Now we got KC in the Sunshine Band. It's our trivia contest for the day. We can just pick.
Two receivers to the top of the screen, one to the bottom, and an H-back.
First down,
For Kairos and the Grizzlies offense. First and 10 from their own 49. Kairos drops back. They'll fire. It's a post intended for Spencer Wright, and they will throw a flag.
Oh my gosh! Come on! They're going to call a pass interference penalty.
It was Deshaun Starks in coverage once again.
There
Lost for words.
Oh my gosh, Chuck!
I am lost for that was
This
really
is
good coverage.
3.
Spencer Wright was the target.
I don't know what else to say.
Holy cow!
So another lucky break for the Grizzlies.
You can't call something
That
like
could give
that.
them a first down.
Guy too.
That's criminal.
Yeah,
And that will give him a first down.
that is absolutely
At the
incredible.
Lions' 36-yard line.
Wow.
Unbelievable. I mean, there was no contact whatsoever. Nobody tripped up. The ball was thrown way out ahead of the receiver, and they call a pass interference.
Doubles formation. Ross in the gun. Hands off to Cora. Dive play.
Cora's going to take it in.
He'll take it a yard.
35-yard line.
About a yard and a half at the
That's
35.
just incredulous.
Like I said, I got
It'll
nothing.
be
I
second
don't know what else to say.
and a long 8 for the Grizzlies.
Big game like this for
Tyler Hopperton's still yelling at the back judge, and it's been the back judge 2 out of 3 times.
yeah. He overruled the one.
Yeah.
The guy right in front of him. It's just,
Unbelievable. So Franklin continues with the football down by a touchdown. Second down, 9 yards to go. Their
Tight
ball
end trips
right
to the
at
bottom of the screen for the Franklin
35 yard
Grizzlies.
line. Ross.
They'll hand
handoff
off to
Cora
Cora
on the
once
right
more.
Side, stacked up, takes it to the 32. That's a gain of a couple.
Cora down to the 32-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Coming in and making the tackle.
It
on
will
the
be a
play.
long 5, however, for the Grizzlies.
Rutherford, also Brady Buller. 3rd down, 6. Again, here we go with another big 3rd down play. 20-13 your score.
Grizzlies trailing by 7.
It is 20-13 Lions. 3rd
Just
down,
over
6.
13 minutes left here in this
Ross
4th
looking
quarter.
things over. Fake
Let's
handoff.
Play action from Ross. An all-out blitz. And it's a tipped pass caught by Spencer Wright.
At the 12, at the 16-yard line.
It was off the hands of Dejon Winburn. And Spencer Wright, the 6'1 junior out of Western Boone, pulls it in.
lucky, but the first guy was wide open too. So
It was an all-out blitz. They had 2 routes over the middle, and the middle was left wide open.
So the ball at the 17-yard line. They get the 18-yard line. That's where they have it. 1st and 10 for Franklin.
So Kairos now in shotgun.
Ross, handoff. Cora,
Hand off to
right up
Cora
the middle.
again.
He's going to be hit right at
And
the
he is
15.
driving his feet
Still
through the
driving, and
pile.
he's finally
Dropped
near
at the 19-yard line.
The 14-yard line.
Pardon me, the 14-yard line. And it's a pickup of
Gonna get
5.
a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. 12 minutes
It'll be
to go
second
in
and
the
a
game.
long 5.
It is 20
for the Grizzlies.
to 13. Lions leading it.
need a turnover, Dave. Need a turnover.
Second
Doubles
down,
formation.
6. They move.
And it's a
Now
reverse to
comes
Spencer
back
Wright.
to
Wright
throw.
looking to throw.
Wright's gonna
He'll
throw
dump it
down
off to
the flat,
Cora.
complete to Cora.
Cora
Cora's gonna get
still
hit
on
to
his
the 7,
feet.
to the 5.
And he'll get the
He's
first down. He's down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the Grizzlies. Dipping into the bag of tricks. So first they brought Gibson in motion, and then they handed it off to Wright on what just looked like a simple reverse with Cora lead blocking. Wright looked to throw. He was looking deep, but he dumped off to Cora in the flat for a huge play for the Grizzlies down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal.
I say it time after time, but this will not be on the highlight film for the Heartland Conference officiating crews. Matter of fact, I haven't seen anything yet this year that's
In the
gonna be
pistol
a highlight.
formation for Kai Ross.
Ross, handoff.
Hand off to Cora. Cora along the perimeter. Stiff arms the defender. Stays in bounds. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 1-yard line. However, there is a penalty down, and this one's going to come back. Early indication says holding on the Grizzlies.
So it'll be a penalty against Franklin. And it will be
There's also a player shaken up for Mount St. Joseph, now jogging off under his own power. That is number 4, Devin Donworth.
On the stat sheet, 4 penalties to 4 penalties. But when you look at the yardage, it's 57 to 30.
Yeah, and again, it's one of them. It doesn't have to be equal. I mean, some teams make more penalties than others, but 3 pass interference calls, boy, just in our opinion, and we're.
So that will back the Grizzlies up to the 14-yard line.
If they were even penalties at all, which we don't think. Watching replays, the last one, there was nothing. They got their feet tangled up once. So.
First and goal from the 14 now. It knocks it back
A
to the 14.
tight doubles to the
Ross now on first and
bottom
goal.
of the screen.
Ross
drops
upfield,
back,
rolls
flushed out of the
to
pocket
left,
quickly,
looking into the end zone.
rolling
He's
now,
on
looking to
second
run.
Inside the 15.
Lucky to get a yard there.
Run out of bounds.
It's going to be
Near the
second and
12-yard
goal.
line.
Well, they'll give him 2 yards.
Started the clock.
You're supposed to wait till the ball's spotted.
Yeah, but he hadn't even handed it to the official yet.
There must be some new mechanics where you just start it and stop it for like a second and restart it.
It's called I've got reservations at the local restaurant.
So second and goal now from the 12-yard line.
Second down, 10:25 to go. Goal to go from the 12.
Over 10 minutes left to go here in the
Ross
fourth
with
quarter.
it.
Plenty of time.
He pitches it
It's a
back.
quick
He
pop
goes to
pass
Thompson.
to Thompson, who has
tackles
plenty
out
of
to
room
end
down to
zone,
the 1-yard
and
line.
he's down
Lunched
at
for the
1
pylon. They will
yard
not
line.
give him the touchdown.
And it'll be third and goal from the 1 with 10.
And Derek Thompson, the 6'2 junior H-back from Brownstown Central, continuing to make his presence known on the offensive side of the ball.
12, 9:54 to go. Ball at the 1-yard line.
So now the Grizzlies huddling up,
2 down territory.
taking their time.
They've got
Split backs, 1 receiver out wide.
2 receivers in, and now
They'll hand it off once again. Touchdown number 2 for Cameron Johnson. Cameron Johnson, the goal line back on his second carry.
For the score.
A 2-yard score.
One extra point away from being tied again. And that is the 3rd score today, Chuck. That a pass interference.
So back and forth it goes
Yeah, we talked about that.
as Derek Bolden has a chance to tie it up.
Penalties at really critical times that have been very
Win to
questionable.
Bolden's back.
So coming in to attempt the extra point is Bolden. And it's
Snap.
a high snap, but they get
High.
it down. It's a pooch kick, and it's just going to find its way.
Didn't look like he had a favorable angle, but it still finds its way through the uprights.
9:38 left to go in the ball game.
A little bit of a
Your
pooch
score
kick
now,
with a rough
Mount
snap.
20, Franklin 20 on the Mount St. Joseph
However,
Radio
it's
Network.
20 all here with 9:38 left to go in the fourth quarter.
I don't mind getting beat.
Yeah, but
You don't want to get screwed getting beat.
So again, remind you of the implications of this ball game. They're playing for second in the conference,
Holy cow.
and Mount St. Joseph is fighting to keep its undefeated season alive. Also going on down at Hanover,
so I can just watch live stats, I guess. Maybe it's coming.
Rose Holman, the other undefeated team in the conference, now up 2 touchdowns. So Crutchfield on to kick. Franklin tied at 20. This kick deep into the end zone, not returnable for our returner. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the Mount St. Joseph 25-yard line.
Franklin kicked the football off through the end zone, so the Lions will get it back, going into the wind from left to right on
So
your
Josh Taylor
radio screen.
back out, leading the team in rushing yards.
25-yard line in their own territory.
Trips to the top of the screen.
1st and 10, 25-yard line. Taylor has got beat.
Franklin in the
left
4-3.
Trips out to the far side for the Lions. Dropping back now, hand off.
They'll hand it off.
Off the
It's
right
going to
side,
be to
and he'll
Beecham.
take it up to the 30-yard line for a gain of 5.
Out to the 30-yard line, gains 5 yards. We're going to have 2nd and 5 for Mount St. Joseph.
I'm going to repeat what you've been saying all along. I'd like to see the Lions just put the football on the ground and just stay there and run the clock. Take it down the field on a sustained drive.
So that last drive by Franklin surpassed their earlier drive, 15 plays for 75 yards as Beecham continuing to run down. Beecham breaking free. Beecham off to the races.
To the 20.
Beecham chased down at the 5-yard line.
Holy cow, by
Jamal Bullock, the defensive back from Gary, Indiana, with possibly a game-saving tackle.
65 yards on that run by Cornell Beecham.
We talked about, he's going to hit a home
So
run.
Beecham
When he hit a nice 30-yard run,
finally breaking free, getting breathing room, and he's brought down at the 5-yard line. First and goal for Mount St. Joseph.
Trips out to the far side. First and goal from the 5 of Franklin.
Taylor in the gun.
High snap, hand
He's going to hand it off to the spellback McKenzie, and he is brought down 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Cornell's coming back in. That wasn't Bo's fault. There's just no
No,
block.
just was no blocking, and the tackle was made by Shane
That was
Brown.
Ty
Back in the
Burns
ballgame.
Well, now we go back to
making
we got a
the
couple
stop,
downs
the
where we
6-foot
just
sophomore
because we
from
put
Evansville
in a
Rights.
kicking game with the snaps and
Back into the ballgame now, tight end Cooper Jones. Jones lines up tight end right, and he's in with Powell, so they've got a 2 tight end set.
So now second
On
and
the
goal from the
right-hand side.
10-yard
Receivers
line.
Out wide to the left-hand side. Beecham back into the ballgame.
Josh Taylor in the
Second
gun.
goal from the 11. Now Powell
Motion
shifts
into
to the
H-back
left side.
trips.
Right back Taylor. Looks into the end
And
zone.
immediate penetration from the defense. Taylor still on his feet,
To the 15,
and he's going to go down for a 5-yard sack.
Be the second sack of the day by Franklin.
So that's Franklin's second sack of the afternoon.
looked like he was going to lose about 12 to 15 yards there.
Now it's going to be third
And Josh
down.
Taylor tried to make something out of nothing there. Only made matters worse for Mount St. Joseph. It is third and goal from the 15-yard line.
Into the contest. Cam York into the ball game. Beecham stays in. Tight end left is Powell. Lines up behind the left tackle. Third down
Taylor in the
goal.
gun.
7 minutes left.
Takes a snap, 3-step drop, scanning under pressure,
Breaks out of a tackle.
using his
To the
legs,
10, to the
evading
5.
tacklers,
He's down
and he's
inside
down at the
3,
2-yard line.
2. It's going to be fourth and goal from inside.
Fourth and goal from the 2-yard line. Taylor once again using his legs to make a play.
Run by Josh. Here we go, Dave. 4th down.
And they're going to go hurry up. 6:35 and running.
They're going hurry up.
Beecham to the left. They're going to take
It's
the
QB
snap.
power,
Taylor
and
gets
his
a
third touchdown of the day.
Taylor took it in from 2 yards out.
Josh Taylor, 3 rushing touchdowns on the ball game.
Now what?
I don't know what's going
The
on.
side judge is yelling
And
at
a
the
quick
official.
stoppage and play.
And did the official? Nope, it is a touchdown. There. Illegal
So it's an illegal
against
substitution on
We'll
Franklin.
decline it, and the Lions have regained the lead, Chuck.
So the play stands
6:20.
regardless.
Josh Taylor on his last really
Josh Taylor, 3 touchdowns, all on the ground for the quarterback.
Taylor's got 194 yards rushing. He's been outstanding. Now Farfsing, boy, the Lions
Now Farfsing.
really need this one.
Kicking the extra point into the wind.
Murray
Same situation earlier in the game, it was blocked.
kicking it into the wind. He had one
We'll see
blocked
what
in
happens
this
here.
direction. Good snap this time.
Good
Kick is up,
snap
and the
in.
kick is good.
The kick is good.
6:32 left to go.
So it's
Into the
27-20
score. It is
for Mount St. Joseph,
27, the Grizzlies
and Franklin continuing to play from behind here.
Network.
A 6-play, 75-yard drive. That is 4 straight combined drives, ending in a touchdown in a game that at halftime looked like a stalemate.
Chuck, my gosh.
So Josh Taylor leading the team in rushing.
When we come back, can I say something real fast?
What's that?
He is at 182 yards, and now Beecham joins him in the 100-yard club after that 60-yard run that kind of sparked some electricity in that drive.
Dave, we talked before the Lions took the ball there. Championship teams are made on these drives in the fourth quarter.
So Farfsing to kick off into the win for Mount St. Joseph.
For the touchdown, now the defense has got
So Farfsing will kick it off. In into the win.
I expect kind of a pinch here.
Jarrett Gibson and Derek Thompson to return once more.
Back set to return with Gibson. And it is going to be a low line drive kick that Gibson will take.
Ground ball
25.
fielded by
30, and
Gibson,
right there
and he's
at
dropped at the
30-yard
30-yard line.
Really good special teams coverage there by very Lionel McKenzie.
A little bit of chippiness after the play.
And now what do we have? The back judge again. I think this back judge has delusions of grandeur of being a referee.
Yeah. So we'll take that. We got him right at the 30-yard line, kicking in the win.
So first and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So here we go.
6:22 to go.
Pardon me, they spotted at the 29-yard line.
This by
First
far
and
the
10 for
least
the
amount of
Grizzlies.
points the Lions have scored all year. Came in averaging 48. So Cora is in the back.
So Kairos in the gun. H-back trips to the top of the screen.
It is
They'll hand it off to Cam Jennings.
Cam Jennings, and Jennings takes it out across the 30 out to the 35-yard.
Jennings with a gain of 7.
We were so stout against the run in the first half in this.
And that'll bring up second and 3.
Times we can maybe get him down on the first tackle. We missed a tackle and they made positive yards. So I don't know if it's fatigue or just one of those good runner breaking tackles.
Second down after
Ross in the gun again.
4 yards.
Same formation but flipped. Cam Jennings still in at running back.
Right now of Ross. Jennings
They hand it off to Jennings once more. Jennings finding his way through the pile for the first down. A gain of 5 for Cam Jennings.
Boys, try to stop us.
So time's starting to be a factor here in the fourth quarter. 5:30 left to go.
Clock now at 5:25 and running. Lions lead it by a touchdown.
Kairos in the gun.
Ross
Hands it off to Jennings once more. Jennings with room to run. Looking to make a move. It's a gain of 6.
Up to the 48-yard line.
It will be second and a short 4 for the Grizzlies.
Concerns me is they could take this clock almost all the way down and go for 2 to win the game.
Second down. Well, they're going to give him 7, so make it second down 3.
Boy, we could really use a turnover here.
Play clock at 20.
So it's second and a long 3.
They've done a nice job really milking, shortening the game.
Yeah, they have.
Kairos in the gun.
Ross looking at the play clock. It's down to 7.
2 by 1 to the top of the screen.
Right to the far
They
side.
motion into trips.
And the handoff is going to go
They'll
to
hand off to Jennings again. Jennings lunging for the first down.
Line of the mount. He's got the first
Will
down.
they give it to him? Yes, they will.
And they hadn't even started moving the chains, and the officials started the play clock. He definitely has got
Cam Jennings
restaurant.
used as a change of pace back, making an impact here on what could be this final Franklin College drive.
They must have changed the mechanics or something. So I know you say we're not going to get a rule, but I'm going to try like that.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball at the 48.
Tight end trips to the bottom of the screen for Kairos. He hands off to Jennings once more. Jennings trying to break his way through the line. And they'll say he was down. The ball was loose late.
He coughed up the football, but the line judge comes in and says, no, he had already been called down. 3:45 left
So
to
it
go.
goes down as a gain of 5 for
Both
Cam
teams have all
Jennings,
3 timeouts
who has
left.
put together a master class running the football on this drive.
Went for 2 for the win.
Second down, 5 yards to go.
Now Cora coming in relief.
Cora dropping
Play
back.
action.
Ross
flushed out of the pocket.
On the blitz.
Directing traffic, he's going to throw it deep for Gibson. Did he get his feet
He
in?
was out of bounds, and the officials are going to confer.
They're going to talk about it. This could be huge.
And they are going to say
They're going to rule it incomplete, say he was out of bounds.
Incomplete from here. Now we're on the other side, but I don't think Franklin's putting up too much of a stink about that.
So that'll make it 3rd and 5 from the Mount St. Joseph 43-yard line.
That third down play could be 2 down territory here, Dave.
Third down 5. Ball at the 43 of the Mount. Clock at 3:22. And stop.
Kairos in the shotgun. Doubles formation.
3:22
3:22 left in the fourth quarter. Hands it off to Cora. Cora barreling his way through tons of tacklers. He has the first down. A 6-yard gain from Garrett Cora.
Chunks of yardage on the ground.
We went from really being stout against the run to getting this stuff down our throat.
1st and 10, and the clock winding down. 3 minutes to go now in the 4th quarter. Doubles formation once again for Franklin. Ross takes the snap. Play action. Scanning the field, and he is brought down.
47-yard line. A loss on the play of near 10 yards. And
A 10-yard sack on the play. That is Brady Buller, the 6'1 junior out of Elder in Cincinnati.
And that keeps the clock running. 2:37. It'll be 2nd down and 19 yards to go. Call it 20 yards to go. From the 40.
So 2nd and 20.
Ross looking things over. Play clock down to 15.
Less than 2:30 left in the 4th quarter. Fires a deep pitch. He has Jared Gibson leading the team in receiving yards so far today. And a huge completion right there makes it 3rd and 4. 16 yards is the gain.
It'll be 3rd down and call it 5 yards to go, Chuck.
3rd down and a long 4.
Left to go. Remember, they have 3
Minute 55 left on the game clock.
3rd and 5. Dropping back Ross.
3-step drop back from Ross. He fires it, and it's batted down. He had Gibson.
Lions on a nice play defensively.
And it was a great defensive effort by Mason Owens.
Looks like Owens.
Owens, yeah. So
Mason Owens.
here we go. Season on the line right here. The seed.
4th down.
4th down, 5 to go.
See if Franklin or the Mountain decides to
Franklin's going to stay on the field. 1:48 left to go in the 4th quarter.
We have got 1:48 left to go.
To keep the game alive,
The game.
Franklin College.
20 Lions. 4th down 5. Ross looking things over.
Ross in the gun, doubles formation.
Drops back to pass.
They
Throws
send
over
4.
the middle
It's a
into the
pass to Garrett, and it's broken up.
Backed away by Austin Price, and the Lions defense holds.
Austin Price.
Hold your breath. Some flag's going to come out, but it didn't. It was a great defensive play. Now, Hanover has
Saving the season for Mount St. Joseph.
theoretically, they could go 3 and out and get the ball back, but boy, 1 first down is going to win the game.
1:47
A
left.
1st down now wins the game
You're right, Chuck.
as
One-
Josh
one
Taylor
first down would end this thing, because you know Franklin's going to use all
and this
three.
Mount St. Joseph offense come back out on the field.
You know, hey, with the wind at the back, we have to punt into the wind, so let's get a first down here. Come on, Cornell.
Ball at the 32-yard line. In Mount
Josh
territory.
Taylor,
Cornell
3
to the right.
rushing touchdowns today.
The quarterback, Josh Taylor. Taylor takes
Two
it,
receivers
hand
to the
off
bottom of the
Beecham.
screen. He'll
Off
hand
the
off
left side.
Beecham.
Takes it up across the 35 to the 36.
We'll take it 4 yards, and there's a timeout from Franklin.
Timeout, Franklin.
There's the first timeout, so again. I would be
That's their first timeout of the half
Cornell or
with
Josh
1:41 left to go in the 4th quarter.
I agree with you. So now after that timeout's called, a minute 41 remaining.
It will be 2nd and 6
27-20.
at the Mount St. Joseph 41-yard line. Franklin needs a 3 and out
We're gonna
to
keep
stay
it right
alive.
here, but after this play, we'll take a timeout.
Trailing by 7.
Lions over huddling around head coach Tyler Humberton and Caleb Coral, the offensive coordinator. Well,
There should be much mystery here.
no, you're going to hand the ball off to
Cornell or Josh
Beecham.
is going to run and O-line, fire out, make some blocks, and let's get this thing over with so we can get on the bus and go back up.
Get your pizzas and head home.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a game.
It has been.
Really has. Franklin's played really, really hard.
Don't forget, next week, Rose comes to town 1:30. Want to see everybody out there next Saturday.
Rose in the 4th.
So the offense back on the field for Mount St. Joseph. 2nd and 6, a first down will win them the game.
Long 7. Long 6, short 7. Beecham in the backfield with Taylor on 2nd down.
Taylor in the gun. They motion out Beecham into the flat. Taylor's going to keep it.
Right up the middle.
QB power. He has the first down.
45-yard line.
And perhaps the
Lions are gonna
win.
this football game.
That should do it. They'll have one time.
At the 45-yard line is where they marked him down.
Close to 0. Now they're starting the clock, but
Yeah.
they called timeout.
No, they didn't call timeout.
So Josh Taylor,
Okay, well, that actually
once again, using his legs,
40 seconds.
and his legs have been the story of this game as they have practically won it.
Minute 22
For
left
Mount
to go
St.
in the ball
Joseph.
game.
So we need to let this run all the way
They're now milking the play clock.
15, game clock a minute 13. They could take it down to about a minute.
And then they could call 2 timeouts. Theoretically,
There will be a minute on the clock
10 seconds.
as the ball snaps.
It is first down 10 from the 45-yard line.
Taylor takes it in the gun. He hands it off to Beecham, and Beecham off to the races.
To the 40, he'll stay in bounds.
And he'll stay in bounds. A smart play from Beecham as he takes it down to the 37-yard line.
Franklin is just going to let it continue to run. And now the clock starts.
You notice how he kind of waited a little while on that one?
So Franklin will call a timeout.
Franklin now will take a timeout with 51.6
51
seconds to go, and we will also.
seconds and a
This game
tenth
should be in the
left to
left-hand
go.
column. Your score, it's the Lions 27.
Here in the fourth
Grizz
quarter.
20 on the Mount
Lions
St. Joseph
27,
Radio Network.
Grizzlies 20. We will take a quick break. You're watching Franklin College Football on Grizz TV, brought to you by Hubler Automotive Group. Welcome back to Foss Stadium. Mount St. Joseph in the victory formation with 51.6 left to go.
Taylor just takes a knee.
And they're going to
Franklin is just going to let the clock run
take a
itself
knee for the
out.
remainder of the
40
game.
seconds to go in the ball game. Lions will stay unbeaten.
Lions up 27-20,
27.
and that will most likely hold as the
Their
final
lowest
score,
point output of the
barring any
season.
unusual circumstance.
Chuck, I'd have to go back and look, but I think this is the least amount of points they've given up defensively. For sure.
And the Lions now 5-0.
As the clock
Oh, pardon me, 9-0 on the year.
There's about a 4-second differential in favor of the game clock, so they will have to run one more play. And now Taylor
So they'll
is
have
going
to
get back up underneath center.
Take a knee one more time, and
he'll
yes,
take
they
the knee,
do.
and that will do it. 8
So that will do it.
6, 5,
As the
4.
final seconds
Lions
run
put
off
another
the
one in
game
left-hand
clock,
column, and they
your
run it
final
back
score,
by a final
Mount St.
score
Joseph
of
27, Franklin 20.
over the Franklin
A closer
Grizz.
game than
The Lions are now
anyone
9
could have
into
anticipated,
one season, heading into
as
the game
Franklin now will just fall to 4-2 in conference play. Mount St. Joseph undefeated in both conference and regular play.
They are 4-2
Next week,
in conference
Mount St.
play.
Joseph
Final
will
score
travel
once again
to,
this afternoon.
well, host Rose-Hulman next week, and that will most likely be the game to decide the conference champion. Franklin College will move on to face their rival Hanover next week, who faced Rose-Hulman, and I believe they were trailing last time we got an update. That game had a 2 o'clock start time. And it is Rose-Hulman up 37-17 over Hanover. So Franklin will play Hanover next week. Franklin now falls to 4-5 on the year, 4-2 in conference play. So they put together a great season conference-wise. However, those 3 non-conference games really hurt their overall record. So that does it for me. Thank you for tuning in to Grizz TV, watching Franklin College football. I'm Jaden Collins. This was brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group.